score next. My J is all net, me and Jada just all next. Getting back on defense, hit him with strong flex. I'm official like a ref, trying not to get attacked. And we go hard on Brooklyn, that's a promise. Watch me like a Cam, cause it's my time. Make you watch me like a Cam, cause it's my time. Switch, they can't guard me, especially side the Barclays. Spin between crosses, I can score with both hands. Midi flawless, and I get to paint like an artist. I'm a boss smith, so you should respect my handle. I see the big picture with the Nets like a mantle. In the future, I see us as champs too. And when we do, I'ma do a Brooklyn dance move. To stir that whole Millie rock like a fan do. And that's a bet like my parlay on FanDuel. BROO.
Yo, it's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. I mean, let's call it what it is. I'm here to, just learn the game. I'm a student of the game, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk about, these teams right now who competing right now and how they able to compete, how they, position to compete, how are they competitive in the first place? We're gonna talk about that. I was watching some of the interview that I was asking LM about yesterday with Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper and with Taylor Rooks. I seen how they answered the question with you know, they asked about going number one and being in the draft. Taylor Rooks asked about going number one and being in the draft, and Ace Bailey said Dylan Harper should be number one pick, and Dylan Harper said Ace Bailey should be number one pick. So you know what I'm saying? You could see that they cool too, like together, like they cool with each other. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'll play it real quick. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Barry. Shout out to my guy Barry. And shout out to Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Word, shout out to both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna play this clip real quick. Hold on.
I mean, just to be in this position and just hopefully by that time being in that position is honestly just surreal and it's an honor. I'm just gonna keep putting the work and I've been putting in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Doesn't matter, get better. Don't matter because you can be here, you can be number one today. Somebody come take a spot tomorrow. So it's like someone always got a target on your back. Like what he said, don't be the hunters. I said that about be the hunters, not the hunted. Yeah, what he said.
You hear how they talking? These are the two players that might get drafted number one, or they're gonna be the players that the Brooklyn Nets are looking at, and they talk about being the hunters or being the hunted. This is what they talking about. They in college with this kind of mentality. Floor general. Ace can't get both of them, man. We're gonna continue to have this conversation as Nets fans. This is tough, man. This could be the you know what I'm saying, means a lot on the direction and the success on the Nets after this. Whether we draft Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper, or do the Nets fans feel like we safe if we draft either one of the players, you know. But I digress.
Yeah.
But why for you? Are you like, obviously you want to pick up your teammate and all his talent, but you're like, you should be saying number one. Why?
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
One.
Stop doing that. Stop doing that. I mean, I take every day by day, really.
One.
Stay where your feet at. I mean, I've still got a long season ahead, and I still got a lot of work to put in for any of that happens. So, I mean, just to be in this position and just hopefully by that time being in that position is honestly just surreal and it's an honor. I'm just going to keep putting the work and I've been putting in.
Mm-hmm. So, of course,
you heard what he said. They don't take it for granted that, you know what I'm saying, they got the number one. They said it's a target on your back, kind of, sort of. But it's still at the same time, they still feel like they got to, you know what I mean, be the hunters, not the hunted. That's real. Now, honestly, I think that these players are NBA ready, both of them. You know what I'm saying? And it don't take much for, a team like the Rutgers. Oh, word. Shout to Tune In One. Shout to Tune In Sports, man. Appreciate the super chat, man. He a Cleveland fan. Word. I'll be watching his content. He don't go live a lot, but I catch it. Like he be going live like in the afternoon, like 3. or I'll be at work. I'll be in motion, man. I'll be in traffic. But shout out to Tune In Sports, man. Word, man. I'll be listening to your show more than I get a chance to jump on a panel with you, man. But I thought shout out to thank you for the super chat, now, man. Word. Hold on 1 second. I'm about to swerve on the podcast. Whoa, whoa. Or Tune In Sports says salute, Brody. Just tapping in. Appreciate you. But Cleveland, they really doing good. You know what I mean? Speaking to a Cleveland fan, I get it off my chest now. From fan to fan. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the pain that we feel seeing the success of the Cleveland Cavaliers with Kenny Atkinson, Karis LeVert, and Jared Allen. It's kind of like we want to be happy for you, but it's just like, you know what I mean? Kind of feel the pain because you know what I'm saying. Like y'all didn't just pair up the players. Like y'all went and got the coach that was, you know what I'm saying. See him develop as players, and it's like I respect what you guys doing, and y'all seeing what the Brooklyn Nets doing, and now y'all, you know what I mean, kind of taking a page out of our book, and it makes me think of the success that we would have kind of like building our team like your team, and I think that the Brooklyn Nets could build a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, I'm not saying Cam Thomas is a better scorer than Donovan Mitchell, but Cam Thomas would be the two guard. And then y'all got Darius Garland. We need somebody creative. We could get a Dylan Harper, at the you know what I'm saying, point guard. You know what I mean? Get him at the point guard. But again, I really want to have the debate every day if I have to up until draft day, even on draft day. I will have the debate because Nets fans know that the trajectory of this team means a lot because of this draft. And the play that we pick, should we feel safely? Should we feel safe with either pick, Ace or Dylan? Or should we, you know what I'm saying, lean towards 100% this way, 100% that way? All right, I don't know where Leaf at.
Oh, my bad. Yo, they get me?
Yeah, hell yeah, I can hear you. You loud as fuck.
My bad, bro. I'm on the phone. That's why.
You
Shit,
gotta
I
turn,
wasn't on.
you gotta turn the
Hold on,
mic down.
hold on. Let me turn the shit settings, audio, echo cancellation, adjust mic. All
Yeah.
right, all right. You get me now?
Yeah, bro. Ain't the problem ain't whether or not I can hear you, is how I hear you. Know what I'm
Oh,
saying? That's
all right.
right.
I ain't too low. I ain't too high.
You can turn it down a little bit more.
All right.
What about me? What about me? How my mic sound?
Nah, your mic is good, bro. Cause I got the pitch audio down.
Yeah, whatever you did, it helped. It helped. Whatever you
All right.
did just now.
So boom. All right. So Um, I haven't seen this interview or whatever. But I will say this.
All right, so let
And
me tell you let me tell you what the part that I played. I didn't play the whole interview, and I ain't talking about the whole interview. I'm talking about the part where Taylor Rook asked them about being number one. Like both of y'all, she said both of y'all could go number one. Or how y'all feel about it. And Ace said that Dylan Harper could go number one, and Dylan said that Ace could go number one. So you know what I mean? They kind of complimented each other there. So how you feel about that? About them saying that about each other?
well, I think that speaks to the camaraderie that they had going into this experiment. I mean, they got a lot of. I mean, they came up together. You know what I'm saying? Like they've been playing basketball together for most, if not all of their lives. You know how these basketball relationships go, man. They carry that all the way to they grown men. I mean, it's like they start in AAU or whatever they start out playing in. But I expected them to say that, even though, and I don't think it's gonna be true because I still got Cooper as going number one regardless. But I mean, it's good that they have that camaraderie, for sure, for sure. I mean, I'm all right with it.
So all right. So again, my thing is, how true it is because do they play? How do they do? I've seen teammates and one do their thing and another do their thing, but they had no chemistry. But I think I've heard a lot of that from fans that watch the games with Ruckus, and I don't know how true it is because I don't actually get a chance to watch the games. I just kind of like follow the box score and whatnot. But case in point is I don't know if they running pick and rolls and screens with each other. I don't know if Ace Bailey is cutting to the back again alley oops. I ain't see an alley oop from Dylan Harper to Ace Bailey yet. So it's just both of them talented, really talented players on the team, or do they have chemistry? Or am I asking for too much? They on the team for one season. They ain't even play like 20 games yet. Like, but I don't know, man. I'm just looking at it for what it's worth, and it's hard to say that. Listen, I got talking points to say why I want Dylan Harper, and I got talking points to say why I want Ace Bailey. My problem is I don't know what talking points are stronger. I don't know which way to go after I say all of this. That's why I'll be asking the Nets fans too, because with Ace, he generates you my man KD, and I think you're gonna get a lot of like what you probably wanted to get from Brandon Ingram. Respectfully, you're gonna probably get from it Ace Bailey. But the way Dylan Harper, just him being the floor general, an extension of Jordy Fernandez. Jordy Fernandez already a good coach. And I just feel like, what I'm saying, Ron Harper's son and his brother played, and I just think he's somebody that can handle the media in our city. And that's huge. That means a lot. That means he can stay focused on basketball and just, you know what I mean? I think he'll be good next to Cam Thomas as a teammate, like for various reasons, but I don't know, man. We gonna talk about the other teams, man. The teams that's competing right now and how they built their team. You know what I'm saying? Or tune in sports in the building. We can start with Cleveland. Leaf, talk to me. How you think Cleveland did building their championship contender team?
Well, Cleveland, I could tell you right now, it started right after it started after the trade for the young pieces, which was from us, which was Jared Allen and Karis LeVert. Well, Jared Allen came first actually in that trade, but we already knew Jared Allen was going to be a starting center. We just didn't know what type of starting center he was going to be, and he turned out to be a pretty damn good one. Obviously averaging a double double since he's been there, and still to this day. If not easily one of the top 10 centers, bro, since he's been there.
Bro, I wanted him
Obviously,
to get the contract, bro. I was impressed with Sean Marks getting him at 21 and whatnot. I wanted him to get the contract. I ain't gonna lie. That whole trade hurted
hmm
me, but we ain't gonna take it there. But go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah,
About
but
Cleveland and how they
but
rebuilt.
definitely since we traded him to Cleveland, bro, he has definitely been one of the young pieces because he got traded there in his 20s. That's part of like what you want to do when you make a trade for like a young piece. You want to make sure he's somewhat of a mainstay. So they got their one piece. They winded up getting Garland in the draft. That was another piece that they got. It wasn't sure what type of point guard he was going to be, but they do like the type of point guard that he has become. So that was another piece. They went out and got Evan Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley was still on the team while Laurie Markkinen was still on the team. And they started to make strides and they started to surprise people in that last year that Laurie Markkinen was there. Laurie Markkinen got hurt. A couple of veteran pieces on that team got hurt. They made the play-in, but they didn't win a play-in game, so they didn't make the playoffs. They shake up their franchise a bit by sending Laurie Markkinen, who was a young player, out to Utah for for what was supposed to be a final piece to the puzzle, which was Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell, bro, we all know he's a winner in this league. Makes the playoffs every single time as a number one option. As a number one option, he's pretty okay. You know what I'm saying? And then you paired him up with Darius Garland, and then you paired him up with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, and now you got you basically your core. You got your pieces. Now it's time to build the rest of the team. So what they did was they advanced every year. The first year with Donovan Mitchell, first round exit. The second year, which was last year, second round exit. Okay,
Hold on.
what?
Remember they went to remember what out down for Mitchell did Darius Garland took him to the play and remember we beat them in the play.
Yeah, I think Atlanta had beat them in the playing.
No, we did. We did.
In the playing
Remember
which year?
that was when that first year when KD left and we went from 2 to 6 and then we had to fight for the play-in spot.
No.
We
No, that wasn't us that beat them. That was
You sure?
they was top. No, I'm sure. You go back to that year when KD
I'm gonna go
left. That
back.
was the year we played the Sixers in the first round, and they played the Knicks in the first round. They got ousted by the Knicks. Um, the Knicks had manhandled them on the boards and they wasn't ready for that moment. And Jared Allen was kind of looking kind of scarce, and we was like kind of clapping up the fact that we traded him or whatever because we was like, all right, yo, Claxton wouldn't do that, this, that, the third, da 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 da. I remember all them conversations. The very next year, they head into the second round and then they play the Celtics. The team basically fall apart. What happens is they have a falling out with the coach who was JB Bickerstaff, who was with them during that process, with them during that 2 to 3 year run of them climbing up into the standings year after year after year. They get him out, and then they get basically the coach that we should have had all along, which was Kenny Atkinson. Kenny
Yeah.
Atkinson comes in and makes an impact right away, and he turns this team into a juggernaut, one of the best teams in the
Yeah.
league.
Yeah.
What's
Then
up?
hold on. They started. They was like 14. No, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, they
Yo,
started.
real
They
quick.
started the
Oh,
season 16-0, and
hold on.
hold on, E. I'm gonna let you go. They started the
Yeah.
season 16-0, and if you ask me, even though they lost last night to Houston, Houston is the only team in the league that has a win over them in OKC. By the way, even though they lost last night to Houston, they still looking like a one of the best Cavs teams ever. I mean, outside of the LeBron era, they
Mhm.
probably looking better than any Cavs team that LeBron ever had.
All
So
right.
realistically, I mean,
All right, man.
Real quick, we won the playing game against the Cavs. That was the year we won the first playing game. Darius
Mhm.
Garland went off.
Yep.
Then they had to play the second playing game, and
Mhm.
Atlanta beat them. And that's when Atlanta got the lucky draw of Miami Heat, and that was the
oh, you
game.
talk, that
That
was
was the
when we still had
series.
Mhm.
KD. Yeah,
That
we
was when we
still
Mhm.
still
had
had
KD during this.
KD and
Yeah.
stuff.
Two things. Yeah.
Then Atlanta had to play Miami in the first round, and then Trey Young got harassed that whole playoff series. That's what happened
Right.
that year. But go
Right.
ahead,
So
Lee. Go
that
Yeah.
for it.
that was the
Yeah.
that
Nah, I
was the year that
appreciate
they
you.
had Laurie Markkinen. Right. They didn't have the Spider during that year. I remember that
Mhm.
year. Laurie Markkinen had got hurt, and then it was just down to Darius Garland, Jared Allen, and Evan Mobley, who was in his rookie season.
Mhm.
Jared Allen and Darius Garland was if I'm not mistaken, they was All Stars that year. That was they was first time All Stars that year. Jared Allen was one of the top 10 centers in the league, and he's still one of the top 10 centers in the league since we traded him there. So I mean, that's basically in a nutshell for that. So so they picked up a young piece from us, which they got in a trade. They picked up two young draft picks in the draft. Evan Mobley is on he's on a trajectory to be one of the best one of the best defensive players that they've ever had in that franchise. Darius Garland is starting to pick it up at the point guard position, and then they finished it off with a final piece in Donovan Mitchell, who was basically their number one guy, their number one option.
All right.
And
So
then
hold on.
and
Hold
then
on.
they went out and then they ran out and got their coach.
Hold on. I wanna go to easy. I just want to add to what you said, but, because what I realized is with Schroeder, not to the extent that Donovan Mitchell and Darius do it, but you can't double Donovan Mitchell with Darius Garland on the elbow, because he's gonna make the defense pay. He's gonna knock down that three at a high percentage, and it costs the defense points. But easy. What's good? You wanted to ask something? You wanted to say something?
Nah, I was gonna let y'all cook, but then y'all got that whole Cleveland thing wrong. So I just want to come and correct that. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, all right, all right. But yeah,
But
yeah.
keep on
Nah, we
cooking. Yeah, y'all cooking. Go ahead, do your thing. Word.
we
Who
just
was the next
talking
team?
about the teams that building that's nice right now. I mean,
Nah,
well, competing for
that
the
was
championship.
that's a good idea
And
y'all got right there. Talk about the teams that have been rebuilding and talk about their history and how they did it because everybody keep on throwing names of teams out there like we the
well,
same thing. Like, no, let's really look at them, bro. Everybody trying to people trying to they acting like they're doing the legwork, but they're doing lazy work, bro. You can't just keep on throwing your team into the next team and think everything the same. Not everybody they say like how everybody their own man, every team is their own team,
You
and they
know,
want to do their own things.
yeah, you know who
Breeze, who
the
the
next
next
team.
team?
The next team is the Miami Heat. Like the Miami Heat, they basically didn't give Jimmy help, and they gave Duncan that big contract, but he ain't. And I'm saying actually impact winning with the money they gave him. In my opinion, again, I'm a Nets fan, so I don't know. Like it's expensive.
I could get to that. I could
But
speak more
but
on that.
yeah, but I'm saying that to say they're really big on their Miami quote unquote Miami quote unquote Miami culture. But at the end of the day, again, it's one thing to do it once or twice. It's another thing to take for granted that the basketball gods paying attention to what y'all doing, but at the end of the day, these players that you getting from the G League, they not gonna always be NBA ready, even though they good at the Miami culture. And the point is that they in player development mode in their career. So you asking them to compete, y'all want to compete from a championship, getting players out the G League. That's ridiculous. So what I'm saying is they're wrong for that. I don't like their model. I like the fact that they are player development from they stay in house and do that, but to always try to compete like that for a championship, I disagree with that. You gotta do more moving and shaking than that. Pause. But how you feel about the Miami Eminem thinking they supposed to compete with this roster for a championship?
Well, I speak on it. I say, listen, everything that you said about the players, the G League players, was 100% dead on. You're absolutely right, bro. You thinking you could get the job done with G League players? That's basically damn near Mission Impossible. But damn it, Miami sure did come close. I mean, shit, winning the East 2 times in 5 years, three conference finals appearances in those 5 years. When I look back at these last 5 years that they had with Jimmy, of course, before that, drafting a Bam, I think maybe 2 years before that, and drafting Tyler Hero, the year that they was in the bubble, and he made an impact. They had Goran Dragic, they had plenty of other pieces and plenty of other shooters and everything that came through during that time. And then they got hit with the COVID rag the next year. They got swept out of the playoffs by Milwaukee, who ended up winning. They come back, get within a shot to get back to the finals. Jimmy misses the shot, the Celtics go. So that was basically a chance at three conference finals. The three that was three conference finals, two
3
finals
NBA
appearances.
finals.
Yeah, that should have been three NBA finals, but it ended up being three conference finals and two NBA finals. I will say that, damn it, they did come close to doing the unthinkable. I mean, with G League signees and players that they had in the G League, players that was undrafted like Max Strus and Gabe Vincent and Caleb Martin and those guys.
You
They
see,
got
when
the
you
most.
say that, bro. Matter of fact, go ahead. Matter of fact, finish. My
No,
fault.
no,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, I'm gonna finish, they got the most that they could get out of that group, alongside with Jimmy at the helm and Bam as the number two. But they haven't had a run where Tyler Hero was along for that run all throughout, except for the bubble. And if you go back to the bubble, that team started to break down as they went from round and round and round, as well. The
But
Duncan
hold
Robinson.
on, hold on. Let's slow it down. Again, Duncan Robinson is not a shot creator. And again, my whole thing to slow it down is to say that to build a championship contending team, you need shot creators. And they don't got a lot of shot creation on their team. You know what I'm saying? And they gave the bag to Duncan. Like, let's not forget that.
Yes,
Like,
I'm gonna get to that. I'm glad you brought that up. They gave the bag to Duncan the same time we gave the bag to Joe Harris. The same time Philly gave the bag to Tobias Harris. The same time a whole bunch of shooters in the league was just getting paid. Man, I remember
no. But we
what
talking
the
about
kid.
him and how he Duncan on impact winning for him to get that bag. And you're right, they did do that with a bunch of shooters. But again, even Joe Harris, it didn't pay off for him neither. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? That's two misses right there.
Yeah, right. It was misses from all the teams that gave the money to guys that were spot up shooters, guys that was supposed to be the number three, probably
Well,
number
y'all
four
say that
option on the
right
team.
now. Y'all say that right
But
now. But the last year they went to the finals against the Nuggets. Nigga, Duncan Robinson was hooping when everybody got hurt, and the game
Yes.
and the way how he developed his game and what we saw from him, yeah, he really had to develop when he got doghouse, bro, because he had to bring something else to the table. So you could say he don't shot create.
He started
I
to
saw a
improve a
lot
little
in
bit
that.
areas. He started
Yeah,
to improve a little bit
Okay.
areas, but
So,
easy. But
but
what I think
hold on, hold on,
the
hold on.
main
So hold on.
key.
So hold on. Because again, Dave's whole shit is dismantled. Jimmy Butler don't want to play there, and I think it's partly because he don't feel like he got enough help, and he know they get a contract to Duncan, and they ain't get no outside help. He probably feel like they need a point guard. Because again, when you think about these, and that's the how you say the common thread between this entire conversation that all of these teams that's competing for a championship need a point guard to even the Phoenix. They's like, oh, we didn't have a point guard. The first thing they went and did was got Tyus Jones, and then they
That's
ain't even
true.
that and they ain't even that confident that they going. I'm saying really compete to win this year. That's why they when they got those draft picks.
That
Like,
is
yo,
true.
bro, see what I'm
That
saying? Like, but
that
go
is
ahead
true.
though.
And
Let's
to
and go to
finish
easy
everything
after
that
that.
you're saying, I'm gonna throw it to easy after this. To finish everything you're saying was 100% true. When Kyle Lowry got to that team, they was number one in the East for a while. So like, and then they was number one in the East. They came within a shot of missing the finals against the Celtics. The very next year, they barely get in the playoffs through the play in, and they make the finals, and they shoot a crazy ass 40% on contested threes. And this right before I throw it, what I will say is that Miami has had a hell of a run, but you're absolutely right. That's not how you. That's not the pieces and the instructions that you need and manual that you need to get the job done. I think they was missing Tyler Hero throughout that last run on their way to Denver, and I think we starting to see the like everything unfold as the team folds down with Jimmy. But
Yeah,
go ahead, easy.
and yeah.
when you say all right, because you said a lot right there, my nigga. So, my God, son. So when
What's
you
that?
say some of these things, I have to question it. So, and I
What's that?
understand some of it, but some of it I can't rock with. So I could understand when you say, "Yo, Jimmy need help. You ain't getting no help." I've been saying this for a good long time. If anything,
Yeah,
now
I
that
I think they was missing Tyler Hero during that
Let him
run. I
finish.
feel like
Hold
wait,
on. Let him finish. Hold on. Let him
hold on.
finish. Let him finish.
Hold on, because I've been saying
Yeah.
the same thing that NBA players finally caught up on. They finally had the nuts to stand up and say it.
The
I've been saying this
nuts.
for standing on your nuts, man. So, yo, I've been saying this for a long time. Ever since LeBron, who are the notable free agents that came to Miami? Niggas can't give me nothing. They keep on going around in circles and giving me whatever happened. Cool. And I keep on saying, yo, the proof is in the pudding. Niggas have the opportunity to go anywhere and they never choose Miami. If anything, they have to get traded to Miami or Miami's a last option. People don't want to come there because they know about the Pat Riley mode, bro. They ain't trying to go that crazy in South Beach, bro. Why am I going to South Beach to have fun, but this nigga trying to work me like a slave, dog? I'm not doing that. I've been said that. Niggas finally saying that shit now. Watch your boy, my nigga. I've been dropping jewels all around this motherfucking floor. Niggas haven't picked up shit, my nigga. Come on, we could have been rich already.
Okay, E. All right. Listen, I get,
Oh,
I get, I
wait.
get what
I'm
you're
not done.
saying.
I'm not done. Going back to your point, you keep on saying they undrafted player, they G League players. I can't fucking tell. I can't fucking tell. We could feel that way, but when it come down onto the court, when it's game time, and
Mm-hmm.
now where these people went, they other destinations, it
Oh
hasn't
man.
panned out all the way. But when they was here,
Yeah.
they was getting the job done. Like how you said, 3 ECFs, had a chance
Mm.
to go to 3 finals.
Mm.
Bro, if you're in the ECF 3 times, that means the Bucks are not there, the Cavs are
Mm-hmm.
not there,
Mm-hmm.
Indiana's not there,
Mm-hmm.
Orlando's not there. So that means
Mm-hmm.
they was there three times.
But hold on, easy. Take it further. How long did it take Miami to build that team to go to the finals the first time?
Well, to go to build it,
Yeah, so
I,
like Jimmy Butler got there. What year? How long was he there on
they
Miami Heat
immediately
before
took
they went to
off.
the finals?
They
Was it
immediately
that?
took off. There was
It was that first year?
the first year,
2019, yeah, 2019 he got there. Then
2019 they took off. They,
Mm.
20 was it 2019? It might have been
I think he got there 2019. He got because
No, yeah, he
2018
got there 2019 and
he
then
was on
2020 they took off.
Philly.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because
matter of fact,
that
you're right.
earlier
Yep.
that year
Hmm.
he was with Philly, and then he went to them in the fall of 2019. COVID
Tobias
happened,
Harris
and then
for
they
me.
yeah. I was the
Right.
famous Tobias
Right.
Harris from Milan, and then that's how he
Mhm.
ended up in Miami, and then he outs to do Milwaukee, he outs to do Boston, only to get to LeBron in LA, bro. Like, and then we all seen what happened in that. So
And you see with that now let's stick on that now. Now
Mhm.
the finals runs and even the ECF run when he missed a shot, right? So
Mhm.
you would bring up the point, Pat Riley, you don't get no help from him. Like I said, I agree, but at the same time, I have to be fair. I can't just be one-sided on my fucking sword. I gotta
Mhm.
put a double edge to it to make sure we have a debate. So you
Mhm.
can say, yo, you don't give me no help, but then me as a manager, bro, I could come in and say the minute you came on this motherfucker, pause, we started hitting the fucking NBA finals, ECS, second rounds. So me as a boss, no matter what, the goal is to save money and get to the goal. No matter what, this is business. Stop getting your feelings into it. We do everything to avoid the caps and the aprons. If you come to our team and the minute you pop up in this motherfucker, you hit the finals, what do I realistically need to change?
Easy, easy, easy. Let me say this. I would say, okay, TuneIn Sports said the first year there, he went to the finals. Right. Consistent with what we said on the panel, right? So that being said, you one player away, you one piece away, maybe one or two pieces away, actually winning the thing. And what were the additions to help Jimmy Butler going into that next year?
Kyle Lowry. Because
Kyle Lowry.
When they got Kyle Lowry, they was number one in the East for the whole year. Boston wasn't nowhere near where they stood in the standings, and then they marched all the way to Game 7 in their home court in the conference finals that year. Jimmy missed a shot, and Boston went, and Boston ended up playing Golden State instead of them. That's what it was. I mean, so I
I
can't
remember
say they didn't give him
that.
nothing. They
But
got
that was
Kevin Love. They got
that
Kevin
was
Love the year
mhm,
that they went to Denver, and Kevin Love was the best player, one of the best players off that bench. So
mhm.
the reality is, like, you're not getting. You probably wasn't getting gold mines out of the free agency or out of trades, but you did get help. You know what I'm saying? So like, you got enough help to end up in the finals.
You
Well,
So
see,
I'm
hold
I
not.
on,
keep
hold
I'm,
on,
on,
I'm
I
hold on,
keep
hold on,
on,
hold on,
but I
hold on.
keep
Let
on
me
going
ask you.
back. But I keep
Let
on
me
going back to that point though. You keep on saying you're not getting gold mines. What? How do you know if it's a gold mine or not? If we could bring something into this building and make them better than whatever they're gonna be outside this building. Because look at Gabe Vincent outside of this building. Max Strus is doing okay, but he's nowhere near what he was when he was inside this building.
That's true. That's
These
absolutely
are
true.
some of the players that helped us get to that finals. Remember, like how you said, shooting damn near above 40% from the three, historical
and
shooting thing,
contested threes.
contested three. Though, bro, that was Gabe Vincent, that was Victor Oladipo, that was Max Strus, that was Jimmy Butler, that
Yep.
was Duncan Robinson.
I forgot they picked up Victor Oladipo. I mean, like, and tried to make it work. Tried to make it work with his
Try to make
minutes,
it
and
work, and they got something done with it. They got
right,
something done with it.
they got
So
something done.
wait, real
I
quick.
can't put this all on Pat Riley, bro.
No,
Like, so
no, I can't put it all on Pat Riley, but real quick, right? We get to the finals, right? Bam
We
get hurt. Well, I'm just saying we because I'm talking about mine right now. I don't want to disrespect, but so
uh,
get to the finals, right?
uh huh.
Our best defender get hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and our number
Mm-hmm.
one scorer get hurt. We
Mm-hmm.
essentially take that series 4-2. Now, me personally, my hot take is Lakers are holding Denver ring. But if we're gonna take the situation for what it is, that Miami team took you 2 games without one day best defender. When he came back, he had a shoulder injury because he thought he was Superman, tried to throw himself into the White Howard. No, that didn't
Right.
work. And then the
That
next
didn't work.
one, your leading scorer, and plus one of your best facilitators on your team gets hurt. Then
Right.
they're out the whole series. And when he come back, he's a shell of himself. Bro, you could have probably won that series. So the ring that the Lakers holding, that I feel like it's Denver's, could be Miami's.
I
Just from
mean,
injury, but just from injury. So when you say we need to make improvements, I'll tell you 2020, we made the finals and we could be holding the ring. Bam just throw himself into Dwight Howard and Goran Dragic somehow take care of his leg. We here.
And we gotta look back at that in retrospect. You was getting at the absolute most out of Goran Dragic, who we don't even know where he is right now, bro. Like Goran Dragic was one of the leading scorers of that team. Jimmy picked up the pieces, bro. As the finals went on, and put up master classes in that series and everything, bro. And then he exceeded on at the year after that. Of course, they had they got COVID written because they had to come back. And them and the Lakers was first round exits easily,
Yo,
like kind of we know it was. And then
yeah,
we all know
yo,
how the history went. But I want to go on to the next
yeah,
team, man,
yeah,
because
yeah. We can't get them too much light because when I looked at the standings, bro, they ain't even nowhere close to getting nowhere doing nothing right now. So let's just go to OKC. Let's start with LM. LM joined the panel with us.
Shout out
LM,
to
what up?
LM.
LM,
Shout out to LM. Yo,
LM
what's good, dog?
going.
It
I
was
knew when
good,
we
yeah.
having good basketball take, you gonna pull up. Hell yeah, I
LM,
knew
you
when we
there?
having
yeah.
good basketball
I
talk.
I see LM in the chat with an avatar. I said, oh shit. I said, oh
Oh
shit.
nah, I don't know if I got to episode. I don't know if it's on here. I still got to add one. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah. You do. I do music. LM, you do music?
I don't make music, but I do songwrite for people. So I'm mostly on the writing side of things. But
Oh,
um,
okay. All right. So now I'm telling you because like with me trying to grow the show, do different things. Like Easy was recommending. Like part of the thing that I'm doing is interviewing people's like celebrating people that's not necessarily famous or a
hmm
celebrity or but we celebrate them because there's reasons to celebrate people even if you're not famous. You know what I'm saying? So that's
right,
that's
right.
that's something that I'm doing. So I never interviewed a songwriter, you know what I mean? So if you ever want me to interview you, I could do that. You know what I mean?
Yo, man, we could
I'm with it.
celebrate
That's
our own.
fine.
Yo, man, we could celebrate our own people, man. We don't have to leave it into the hands of other people. We could make the change. We could do things that the other people say that their jobs is, bro. We don't gotta
Right.
wait for a Grammys to celebrate our people. We could celebrate them right
That's
here, man.
real, bro. The independent artists out here working, man. It's about time, they get some recognition. I'm
Yeah.
saying,
That's
especially
a
in New
fact.
York. Like,
That's a fact.
That is a fact. Yo, shout out to the new wave of SoundCloud kids, man. Cause I dig a lot of their music, man. Shout out to them.
What you mean you did
word.
a lot of their music? You
Nah. I said I dig a lot of their music.
oh,
I ain't gonna lie. I dig and dabbled in it, bro. And I probably made like one or two beats. Couple of people,
right.
couple of kids out, over in Flatbush, or in the Flatbush area of Brooklyn, man. That like with they rep the Flatbush Zombies, who you might know, killer out there, man. And shout out to them,
Yeah, I heard
bro.
him.
Shout out to them young boys.
Yeah, but yo, let's go back to LM. LM, talk to us. We talking about team rebuilds. We talked about Cleveland. We just gonna go down this list. Because I missed on Miami. I said Miami, but I messed up on that.
But LM,
Let's
real quick, just to give more clarification, we are looking at these teams.
right.
So for where they are right now, we're going
Hmm.
from when they had to start rebuilding to where they are right now. We're looking at
Right.
prominent teams. So we're gonna
Mm,
look through their quick history. We're not gonna go through their extensive history, just a
Hmm.
quick history to see how they got to right here. So for example, Miami Heat, we all know the minute Jimmy got there, shit started to take off. So we went from that point all the way till now.
okay. OKC. I'm glad you said extensive because really I was gonna start from when they traded Westbrook, but
Go ahead.
um
I
yeah, I
mean,
think
to be honest, I think it
I
started from right there. So you could start from
Yeah,
right
and
there, to
that's
be
a good
honest.
start right there. That's a good
well
start.
they traded. I remember they traded Westbrook. I thought Westbrook was gonna be forever OKC Thunder, but that didn't happen. Um,
Now, not to cut you off, LM, let's
mm,
look into why they traded Westbrook because we all thought that, and Sam Presti thought that as well. But something happened for them to automatically abandon ship on everybody because first it was PG.
right,
PG was on the board. And then word got out. Westbrook heard about the PG thing. He wasn't mad at PG, but he said he jumping ship. So before it got completely out into the open that Westbrook is missing the OKC once out from OKC, they said let's try to move him real quick and quietly at the same time with PG, which was probably one of the best GM moves you saw from Sam Presti that goes on the table. But keep on going.
That
Keep on.
that was one of the best trades in the to this day, one of the best trades I think that ever happened. Um, I mean, and this is what I mean by like when no, I
Is it
knew
better than the
Shea was
spider trade
good.
to Cleveland?
What you said,
Uh,
Bruce?
Is it better than the spider trade to Cleveland?
uh,
Because they damn near where
I ain't
exactly
gonna
where the
lie,
Thunder is at right now.
they are,
Well,
but
let me say this. We have to see what they do with the other picks, and then we have to see what Chet becomes. Because we know what Shea is right now. What Shea is right now is so good. So
I think
mind
one
you,
of the
Spider,
he's still
I think
young.
one of
Like
I think
she's
one of them picks
26.
turned
Like
into Amani Bates though. I ain't gonna lie to you if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
but
but I mean, OKC.
remember Utah trade is kind of different. You gotta wait for their draft picks to come in, and then you gotta wait for them to like blossom and
Oh yeah,
stuff like that.
same thing with the Cavs. Same thing with the Cavs. Like same thing you just said with the Cavs. So
But
I mean,
I
Basically,
think what OKC was doing was they was trying to see what they had with Shea first. So
yeah.
they
I mean,
acquired Shea.
Shea turning out to be the a top three player in the world, bro. Like I mean, I had him top 10 for sure,
Top
but I
two.
mean,
Right, but I think if you get when you acquire Shea now you got to see what you got. So you surround
Right.
him with Chris Paul, you surround him with these guys, you see what you got in there. Chris Paul, them niggas was like what, a top 5 seed in the West at that point. Then you know what I'm saying they felt comfortable giving Shea the keys, traded away Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? And let Shea get the reins. But I think they did their due diligence in the draft that year because they knew Paulo was coming up, Shet was coming up. You know what I'm saying? Jabari Smith Jr. was coming up at that time, and they knew that they needed a second guy. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as they knew what they had with Shea, they pretty much was like, all right, let's go tank mode. We got to get some guys on this team that can help elevate, you know what I'm saying, elevate the team and get their wins. And that ended up being Shet, ended up being Jalen Williams. They lost 2 years in a row. They tanked 2 years in a row. I think the first year they was 24-58. Then I think the next year they was like 22-50 something.
Hold on.
But they
So hold on.
tanked
Let
two
me ask
years in a
you.
row.
Hold on. In
hmm
building a championship team, do you think the common thread is tanking 2 years in a row?
It could be. I think it's part of it. I think necessarily you, especially in the rebuild. I think two
What about
years.
Golden State? I don't want to like jump all around, but they draft picks
You
wasn't
see that
top
Breeze,
three.
but that
But the
question is
thing,
like a
go
question like after we like visit all the teams because that's like a
Right.
hard question for Ellen to answer because
All
like
right. Let's slow
But
it
the
down.
thing with, but the
Go ahead.
they, I'll just Golden State real quick, and I'll get back to OKC. But the thing with Golden State is with Curry. Curry was kind of like he wasn't a generational talent. Like he wasn't like a Braun or a Kevin Durant. He was just a guy that was like, yo, we taking a chance on him. But you knew he was a good
this
shooter
chance that they took
At
was on
Davidson.
accident, bro. They had to pull the trade back.
Right. So with Curry, they've had 3 years of losing. Like they drafted Curry 2009. They ain't start winning until what 2013,
From
2012.
2012 to
Right.
2013, yeah, just
So
say
they was
they
making the
was losing.
playoffs in 11. They was making the playoffs in
they
11
didn't
and
make
stuff
the
like that.
playoffs in
They
11.
did, but they wasn't significantly. I'm talking about 50 win season games
They didn't
until
start to take
around
off
20.
until that game
Right,
with
and that's when
Steph
Curry was
and
making, yeah, an
against the
MSG,
Knicks.
yes, and then that's when he started making a name for himself. So
Bro, what?
realistically, they,
Whatever.
I don't know, with Golden State. I mean, you can arguably say a lot of that is luck. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, no one knew Steph was gonna turn into what he's gonna turn into. Klay Thompson was a
Oh, that.
lottery pick,
Yeah.
but Klay Thompson was a lottery pick, but I
The whole
mean,
start to their success, bro, was basically on accident, bro. Like
right, yeah,
the trade
That's two
originally
lottery
to
picks, though.
Milwaukee. The trade originally to Milwaukee was Steph. They had to pull it back, man, because something was wrong with the physical, and then they winded up sending Monty
Monty.
Ellis instead.
right.
And
Now,
then
hold on, all relevant to the point, but still, it's still two lottery picks in Clay and Curry, and Draymond Green wasn't a lottery pick. We just talking about the facts, right? Like
Right.
So, all
And
right.
I
So, go
mean,
And
ahead.
then
My bad.
You talking about a
Draymond was a
certain
second
starter.
round pick though, so
Yeah, Draymond was a second round pick. They still
Right.
have
Two
Mark
lottery
Jackson
picks.
around the
One.
helm for 3 years. And it's sort of the thing like Cleveland had with JB Bickerstaff, and then they got him up out of there, and then they off to the races. Now you see with Kenny Atkinson, it's sort of the same almost exact thing that you see right now, that you saw back then with Steve Kerr, because he got off the races, and then nobody paid attention to them niggas until they won 60 games, and then they magically ended up in the finals.
right. The main point about it is like even with these generational players with KD, you know what I'm saying? Like KD was 20, around 22, 23 when he entered his first finals, bro. Like LeBron didn't reach his first finals until what, 2007? Like it take well, regardless if you get your guy in the draft or whoever it is, the winning is unless you freaking Tim Duncan, bro. The winning is not really going to be that immediate. Like this is going to be very rare for a rookie to come in and automatically impact winning in dang near probably his first, second, or third year. Like they just pulled up a tweet of Curry in 2010 saying, "Yo, Golden State fans, it's gonna get better from here, I promise." Like them niggas was probably like, "All right, well, we'll see," but them niggas ain't know they was gonna be the most valuable franchise in
They
2025.
did not know they was gonna be five. They did
Like,
not know they was
oh,
gonna be
Right.
six. They did
Right.
not know they was gonna be worth 8.6 billion, bro. Like all these years later.
exactly.
So hold on,
Like,
hold on. Just hold
Steph
on, y'all.
Curry and the
Just
magnet ball helped them get
hold on.
there, bro.
Hold on, y'all. So to further the question, whoever we draft next year, how long do you think that the Brooklyn Nets should give them a fair opportunity to actually compete for a championship? How many
bro.
seasons? 3 seasons, 4 seasons? Based on what y'all
Bro.
said, the Golden State Warriors would have been too hasty, not staying with Steph Curry because they didn't win in the first 3 years. They were right for staying with Steph Curry for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
But that's not
Um,
the whole story, though, bro.
I
Like
mean,
that's
it's not.
you
You're
it's
right.
see,
not.
It's not
It's
the whole
not.
story.
No, no, no.
But
It's
to
not.
answer
It's
your
not.
question,
it's not the whole story.
To answer your question, Breeze, and you definitely ain't gonna like this coming from me. The minimum is 5 years. That's the minimum.
I agree. I think
So a
5 years.
realistic,
a
and to be
franchise should
honest
give
with
a
you,
hold
and to
on. So
be
let's slow it down. So the chat here we be saying a franchise should give whoever they draft a high lottery pick 5 seasons what to see if they're going to compete or not. Other than that,
Bro.
that's you know what I mean. Unjust.
But
3 years,
I think
unjust.
it
4 years.
depends on the
I'll
I
be
think it
honest with
also
you,
depends on the
it might
trajectory
not
of the
start
player.
it might not start with this draft. It might start with next year's draft. That 5 year process
Could
might
be.
start with next year's draft, bro. Because realistically, bro, like ain't none of these niggas according to Twitter, ain't none of these niggas better than AJ DeBonsa. So realistically, bro, I mean, really might start with next year. I keep telling you, the Nets Nets fans on Twitter have put themselves in a metaverse where they see some shit where it's like AJ DeBonsa and Ace Bailey, bro, on the same team, and they finally got the JT and the JB that they should have had years ago. That's what they see. If you go on Twitter right now, I'm telling you that's exactly what they see. That's their vision and that is the plan, bro. Like I'm telling that is the ultimate goal. Now, if this shit happens somewhere else, bro, then we probably most likely gonna be competitive. Maybe sooner than later. I give it probably towards the end of the decade. We definitely gonna be because remember the new this CBA is subject to change. They're gonna go back to the negotiation tables and the shit might go back left. They might look at CJ McCollum and be like, yo, F you, CJ McCollum. That bullshit that you did, this shit ain't working.
y'all
Yo, we
niggas said
gave
y'all
it
want to smoke
Yo,
weed, right? Y'all niggas said y'all want to smoke weed, right? I made it legal for you, right?
oh man,
What do you think the sacrifice is for smoking weed in professional sports?
endurance,
Mm,
the
yeah.
sacrifice is your career.
endurance.
And for some reason, I didn't sacrifice your career. I just put stipulations and caps.
Basically.
And then
Yeah.
y'all niggas complaining. Get the fuck out my face. Y'all want to smoke weed so bad. Y'all keep on doing the off season, nigga. Niggas catch y'all in South Beach and in New York, my nigga. I catch y'all in the fucking club smoking the shit out of a spliff. smoking the shit out the spliff, my nigga, and you a professional athlete. You smoking it worse than me, my nigga. The fuck out of here,
But
bro.
but easy. The real question is this, right? How long? Let's say you even get those guys. Let's say the basketball guys, granted Ace Bailey and AJ DeMonster. How long is Nets fans going to be patient to see if that shit leads to winning in any
Bro,
shape,
They
form,
LF,
not
or
they not gonna be
LF,
capacity?
patient. They not gonna be
Nah,
patient,
nah,
bro.
nah.
I ain't
right,
Hold on,
gonna
hold on.
lie.
Nah, nah. Hold on, hold
right.
on. Nah,
No,
hold on.
let
Time out,
Leaf
time out.
cook.
Hold on.
Let Leaf cook.
Hold
He
on. Nah,
about
nah,
to
hold on. Let
cook,
me
my
say this.
nigga.
Nah, nah. Hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this because this is the reason why I asked that question about is it a common thread where teams or franchises tank 2 seasons in a row to build their championship contending team, and that's why we should trip or not. That's why I mentioned the thing with uh Miami and Jimmy. And again, to your point, just hold on, because yeah, this one thing y'all didn't we didn't say about Miami is how long was Bam there? Because they drafted Bam. How long was Bam there before Jimmy got there?
Bam was there since
Bam was
2017.
there since
We just
yes.
2017. We just saw it the other day. He was in the
So that was two
he was in
years. He was
yeah, he was there for 2 years. Yeah.
all
He
Yeah.
right.
got
So
drafted
that's
with.
all
He
right.
got. Remember, he did the draft with. He got
But
drafted with
they
Spider.
wasn't really Miami
The
wasn't
year
even a
that they got to the
rebuild though. It
finals,
was like
bro.
two
Hold on.
retool.
I put this on you, bro. The year that they got to
Retool.
the
That
finals,
happens. That happens.
yeah, and Bam was late lottery. The year that they got to the finals,
Number
Tyler
14
Hero
pick.
was in his first season.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like they wasn't really a rebuild. It was like a retool. Like they just added a star to a young team. Like
Miami
it,
Uh,
don't
Yeah,
rebuild,
Jimmy
bro.
wound up
Miami
becoming the
don't
number one on that
rebuild,
team.
bro.
yeah,
they
but no,
Mi-
retool is good. I like retool because a lot of franchises want to retool. They don't
I think it
always
was
want
a
to go all
rebuild,
the
bro.
way
and
They
you
into
just
a
get put
rebuilt
in
in
rebuild.
a
the
different
spot where
way.
Miami is in, bro. You can't keep on retooling, bro. Even when you don't even retool
That's
like
true.
that, bro. You're not even
I don't,
retooling.
no. I
Yeah, they
don't
only
think it
got
was a
Guys,
one
bring
tool.
retool.
Thomas
They
but
Bryant.
need more
but
than the,
but they
I
they
don't
they need
think it
can't.
more
was a
To
tools.
me, it's not
retool.
a tank.
I don't think it
To
was
me,
a
it's
retool.
it's not a tank because realistically, when's the last time we saw Miami with a top three or top five pick? Most of their
Oh
picks
my
has been
God.
in.
Tyler
Most
Bam,
of their
Hero's
Bam
picks
top
was
has
the
been
10.
in.
lottery pick.
Tyler
Yeah,
Hero's top 10.
Lottery or outside the lottery.
So the
Tyler
thing about
Hero's top
that.
10 pick.
So even if that's the case, they mostly it wasn't Tyler Hero or Bam leading them niggas to the finals. It was Jimmy. So the fact
No,
of the
no,
matter is
okay. I understand
like
that, but Jimmy, but here we gotta mention that Goran Dragic was a part of that, leading them to the final shit too. Then we gotta mention that they had another rookie. I forgot his name. He was a point guard during that year. He was also playing good that year too. So realistically, collectively, it really was a rebuild. You just rebuild it differently. You just rebuild it with like your last piece was a veteran, a la Jason Kidd on the Nets. Your last piece was a veteran
but
and
that's
you
what
still
we
had
that's what we
lottery
was
picks.
saying that's what we was saying before on the pod where I was saying, yo, if you're going after Giannis, cool, but get the young talent first. Get the young dudes first, and then if you want to make them an offer, fine with me. But get your young guys first. They got Bam first. They got
In
Tyler
order for
Hero
us to get,
first.
in order for us to get the young, in order for us to keep the young guys and still get Giannis, we would have to pull Giannis out of free agency, and you know it.
That's true. But how old was Jimmy when he pulled up in Miami?
When
Jimmy
Jimmy
always
pulled,
wanted to
when
come to Miami though. So we
Jimmy
got
always
we gotta
wanted to
put that
come to
stuff up.
Miami, so
Right,
when
but
Jimmy
how old? But how old was he though?
Jimmy when his in his
He's
early
I want to
30.
say
He's
30.
36 now, right? So he was
I
around
think
31.
31. He was
31,
31 when he pulled up
right,
to
32.
right.
Miami.
Hold on. Time out.
Exactly.
Hold on. Let me say this. The reason why I mention it is because they had a lot of what I mean, good that came from drafting Bam, and they wanted to get a veteran in there to help them compete, and they were right for getting Jimmy Butler. So I'm
Nah,
just saying,
Breeze.
what?
Breeze. It's Pat Riley's sick fucking mind and Mickey Arrowson, my nigga. They drafted Bam and they had one bad year and they couldn't take it, bro. They couldn't take it, bro. They could not
That's
take
true.
that shit,
That's
bro.
true.
That's
Pat
true.
Riley got one of
That's
those
true.
reputations, man, where he
That's
always
why he
win,
threw the
man.
bag at Jimmy to come over there. Cause look at that, what happened after. He didn't want to give bags to a lot of other people. They gave
I
it to
mean,
Duncan Robinson, took that shit back. Didn't want to
let's
give it to
be honest.
Oladipo.
Hold up.
He
Let's
said
be
we ain't
honest.
paying nobody else.
Let's be honest.
You
Let's
feel
be
me?
honest. Hold up, E. Let's be honest, bro. Bam got drafted in 2017. He wasn't setting the world on fire, bro, in them first 2 years. He wasn't, bro. Like you had, if I don't get me
That's
wrong,
a
bro,
fact.
and that's not no shade on Bam or what he is now, but Donovan Mitchell basically went to Utah and turned them niggas into a playoff team immediately. So I mean, look, and not to say nothing about Bam and where his
And
skill
he
set
wasn't
is.
a high draft pick. He was like
and
what,
and
14?
Tatum
He,
and
he went
Tatum
right after
He
and
Bam.
wasn't.
They was
Yeah,
right. They
and
was
yeah.
right
Tatum
alongside each
and
other.
Tatum
13 and
too.
14.
And Tatum
Yeah,
too.
they
Uh-huh.
was 13 and 14. And no,
Right.
Tatum shit got sped up right away, bro. We remember they still had Kyrie on that
Gordon
team.
Hayward. Gordon
Yeah,
Hayward.
that
Yeah, they still
Kyrie
had
going
Gordon
ahead with
Hayward and
Jalen
Kyrie.
Brown. Yeah, they had
So
them.
Gordon Hayward got injured in that first game. Then Tatum got in, and he wasn't even
And he
old
ain't looked
enough to
back since.
drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they ain't looked
Yeah.
back since, bro. But the Celtics. But let's remind ourselves, bro. The reason why I have no respect for the Boston Celtics whatsoever, bro,
The
is
Celtics
because
was
they've
next,
been in.
so just start with
It's,
the Celtics. Go ahead.
yeah, the reason why I don't have no respect for them whatsoever is because both they draft picks that came at number 3 in the same exact draft where you had Philly, LA, and Boston all in that same order, bro. Both of them had a roadmap coming into the league. They was a top 5 team. They came in to a top 5 team right away. Them niggas was in the conference finals, bro, before Joker and Giannis was ever top 5 players and ever MVPs in this league. Ever. I have
Well,
no respect
to
for
be
that
fair, Lee,
franchise
Boston got
whatsoever.
remember Boston got the number 1 pick, but they traded down. So
Yeah,
technically,
and they
they
traded
won
down and
the
they
they
still
first
got
in
you.
there, right? So
And they still shot 7 for 42 against LeBron and minions. So I have listen, bruh. I said what I said about Tatum and Brown, man. I'm not gonna continue to say it, bro. Drew Holiday is the real reason why they won a championship, and I'm sticking to it. They had Derek White. They had Derek White last year, and they was down 3-0 in the hole, bro. And then the NBA realized, yo, hey, bro, the Lakers just got swept, bro. Like, yo, we can't have this. All right,
But to be
fuck
fair,
it.
if not for the Hayward injury, Tatum's career could look a lot different.
Yo,
I don't know.
Like,
yeah,
I think Tatum
Let's
career
look
would have
at
took off the way
Boston
it was
hold on,
first.
taking
yeah.
off.
Hold on, Leaf. Hold on. Let me. I see this heating up in the chat. I don't want this to heat up in the chat. Jamal said, "Question: Do you think Cam Thomas want to wait to or waste his prime waiting for rookies to help him win? I don't think that he's wasting his prime at 22. I sincerely
23.
think that 23. I don't think that he's wasting his prime. I think that the next year, and going forward, if they still not giving Cam Thomas minutes and he on a hamstring injury next year too, I think it's a mistake for Cam Thomas' career. And yeah, maybe he should go to another team. But if Cam Thomas start getting real serious minutes next year and he's playing along somebody like a Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper, then I don't think that he's wasting his career. I don't think that he's wasting his
I want to
prime.
answer that
I think
question.
I think next year he will be ready for the opportunity to lead this team as much as they ask him to be a leader. For again, like you said, with rookies, so I would imagine he would have some kind of a leadership role. But ultimately, that's Jordy Fernandez to be in the biggest voice as far as leadership. But yeah, I think that it'll be good for Cam Thomas' career to do what they, you know what I mean, sit out this season and play competitively next season going forward. Hope I answered your question.
I
Go ahead,
want
Lee.
to answer that question too before we go back to the Celtics, bro. Look, the plan is to have Cam Thomas as one of the oldest players on next year's team. Why? So you could get a chance at AJ DeBonsa, bro, which is the real net stream in the first place. The reality,
I don't
bro, is
know.
that
That's a no.
I mean, it
That's a
might
no.
be new, bro, but if we come in the next season and you look at that roster and you look by age, and Cam Thomas is number 2 and number 3 in terms of age difference, the highest age players on that team. You could take whatever I'm saying to a grain of salt, however you want to take it. But this is the Nets plan. At least that's what I think. But before we get back to the Celtics, bro, like we got to understand that Cam Thomas it's a good chance that Cam Thomas might not be here for the full rebuild when we finally get to the top of the mountain any damn way. So
I disagree
realistically,
with
bro,
that. I
of
don't think
course
it's
you
a good
disagree with
chance.
that. But I want to
Yeah,
get
of
back to
course.
the
No,
Celtics.
I don't want to get back to the Celtics. Because nah, I
Oh my
think
God, boy.
seriously. Nah, hold on. I disagree with that because right now he playing ball. If Cam Thomas wanted to leave, he would have left. And at the end of the day, y'all make it seem like, oh, it ain't a big market for Cam Thomas. If you competing for a championship, somebody want him on the roster, bro. At the way he scored the ball,
And guess what?
so
Cam
so
Thomas
so
is
Bro,
still young.
hold on.
bro,
At the end of the
bro.
day, I feel like what they doing is best for both parties. It's good for Cam Thomas. It's good for the Brooklyn Nets. I disagree with Jamal. I don't think he's wasting his prime. I think if this is happening next year and he's not getting minutes because it's quote unquote injury, we will revisit this conversation. I'll say Jamal, you know what I mean. I would have to give it to Jamal. Pause. But I don't. Not this season. I think there's an understanding, an overstanding between both Cam Thomas and the Brooklyn Nets.
I don't know, bro. I think if you talking about a champion, I think he still will be here. Like, I don't think he'll leave the Nets, but I do think on a championship team, uh, depending on if we get, like Leaf said, if you traded the basketball gods and you get an ace and AJ DeBonsta, I think his role in terms of, the pecking order is a little lower. I think I'll put it like this. I'll put it like this actually, because since we was talking about them earlier, if Ace or DeBonsta is your Shea, and I'll just put DeBonsta because Shea is his favorite player. If Ace or DeBonsta is your Shea, and Ace is your Shet, I wouldn't mind Cam Thomas being your Jalen Williams. I'll just put it like that. But at the same time, you do have to recognize that his role, while he may be on the team, it may not be to be, what he's doing now in terms of being the highest scorer or whatever the case may be. It may be to like take a Jalen Williams role or be a third option or whatever the case may be, which I think is fine on the championship team.
No, it's
I
not.
mean, listen.
No, it's
Hold on.
not.
Listen, I
like that
hear you.
example. I
Hold
like
on,
that example.
I hear you, but both Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey averaging 19 right now, and Cam Thomas averaged 23.5 points in college. So I'm just saying,
Tatum was averaging 16 in Duke. He had 30 points. He's leading the league in
What are
scoring.
we
Duke
doing, bro?
Duke is
Please get
Duke is
back to the
different.
teams,
No,
bro.
no,
We are
no.
crashing
Right,
them
but he was
heavily
still
right
average.
now,
He was
bro.
still
Duke is
this.
different.
We continue to
Most
crash
of
the
the
whip. Let me
most of the
get
30
let me
point per
get back
game
on the road.
scorers in the league right now is averaging 30 or more, and in college they was averaging around 16, 17. Like, it's
That's
a
a fact.
system that the players play in college. Like, it's rare that you're gonna see somebody. Cam Thomas at LSU probably had the full range. There was nobody there. He was free to
And
go
we
off.
not
But
gonna and we not gonna sit here and act like, bro, like
mind you,
what's been done
Devin,
at LSU hasn't been done before, bro. Chris Jackson, aka my mother, dude Ralph, was averaging 30, bro, when he played, and Shaq was averaging damn near 25 and 13 when he was the go-to guy on LSU, and Ben Simmons was averaging what I don't know what the hell he was averaging when
mind
he was
you,
the
and
head honcho
and
at
and,
LSU. So
and
LSU,
at
bro, you
Georgia
could go to
was
LSU and put up numbers.
Ant in
Yeah,
Georgia was averaging around
Ace.
9.
Hold on, just
And
like Ace
Ant in
Bailey.
Georgia was averaging 19, and
I'm gonna
Devin Booker
timestamp this shit
on
right here.
Kentucky. Devin Booker on Kentucky was averaging 7 points, bro, before he came into the league. Is
Exactly.
he one of he's
You
a
got and you
20,
got to
28
remember.
points per game scorer
And you
now
got to
in the
remember,
league.
Ace and Dylan are playing together, bro. Like, I don't know who
I
was the
know.
second option when Cam Thomas was there at LSU. Do y'all know?
Right.
I don't remember.
No.
If Ace is on the team by himself, he's probably averaging more than Cam Thomas. Realistically, the nigga scored 39 just a few weeks ago, and he scored 30 last a couple of weeks, I think, last game. So the scoring talent is there. He's arguably the best scorer in this draft at 6'10".
And
So
hold on.
realistically, you
We seeing what Cam Thomas could do, bro, when he got the keys to himself, bro. So like that's 25 a game in the league. What do you think Ace Bailey is gonna be able to do when he's the number one, bro? And the thing about it, I think LM had a good trajectory. I just think he had the wrong tandem. We looking at Ace Bailey and AJ DeBonta as the JT and the JB that we should have had all along. That's what we're looking at. That's what most
Yeah.
Nets fans are looking at.
I,
So
again, I'm not. I think of them, but I think of us too. I think of Kenny Anderson and Derek Coleman because I do think that there's
I
two things
definitely
that we
don't think of
should
them two
draft.
niggas.
I think that the two essential things that the Brooklyn Nets need, we're gonna need somebody that can play with their back to the basket, like a Derek Coleman, or score the ball. He averaged 19 and 10. We need a double guy to be specific. And
We
if we could get
completely
somebody,
crashed the whip.
yeah, no. We talk about building the teams. We talk about Boston and all of that, but I
but the
disagree
main
with you
thing
on.
is we need somebody on this team that's better than Cam Thomas. That is a fact. That is the main thing that us Nets fans need to address. We
Yes,
need somebody on
exactly.
this team that's better than
And
Cam
draft
Thomas
picks and
as your
draft pick
franchise
number
player.
2 this year and draft pick number 1 next year, bro. Like it's gonna basically push aside, bro, all of the shit that Nets fans wanted to move along
And
with the
To
roster.
Leaf's point,
Why
hold
you
on, Leaf.
say
And
better
to
than
your
Cam Thomas where he play alongside Ed Sumner or Kevin
hold
Durant?
on,
You know,
but hold on,
I
hold
knew
on.
it.
But
I knew it.
To Leaf's point, right? Say the basketball gods grant us Ace and AJ, right? Mind you, that is if Cam is your third option, you know how many points is going to be on the goddamn board for us in terms of offense, bro? Those are 3 niggas that can get
Bro,
you
oh
40.
my God, bro. The game is not all about buckets, bro. It's only one ball on the
Easy,
court, bro.
you're not
Oh
understanding what I'm
my
saying. You're not
Easy,
God,
understanding
easy.
what
bro.
I
I'm
understand
I
saying.
what you're
hate
saying, bro,
this,
but
I
he's
bro.
just trying to
understand what
make
you're
the
saying,
point. Go
but
ahead.
you're right. I'm just trying to make the point that though if Cam Thomas is your third option is not a bad thing. If you look at the OKC pecking
How many
order,
shots you getting for a
Shea,
third option? How many shots you getting for a third option?
If he
Because
coming
we
off the
know
bench,
his
if
he
he
getting
best
the
if
same
score
amount of shots
is
as Malik Monk.
we know his best skill is scoring. So
He getting the same
if
amount
he's
of
a third,
shots as Malik Monk.
bro, this times there's a reason why I use OKC, bro. Sometimes Shea is not the leading scorer on the team. Sometimes Jalen Williams got 30 next to him. It's not a bad thing. He does, if he's putting up 25, 26, Ace is putting up 27 or whatever. AJ DeMonster got 30 or whatever the case may be. That's not a bad thing for him. We all said on here we don't want Cam Thomas taking the load of the scoring load, mostly because he can't do everything by himself. You need guys around him. If he's your franchise player, you are in trouble. I'm not saying he can't be part of the core. That's not what I'm saying. What
well,
I'm
hold on,
saying is you need a
but what about
player better than him.
what about what Easy was saying about everything not about buckets? What about the defense? What do we should we get a wing
Well,
defender,
Cam would
When
be
you
wing
got
defender?
Ace Bailey and AJ
if Cam's in
DeBonster,
the
bro,
lineup,
like
he's
you
gonna be
got
the worst
wingspan.
defender there.
Yeah,
That's
when you
which
got
is
Ace
fine.
Bailey and AJ DeBonster, bro, you got wingspan on the wings, bro.
Right,
Like
that's wingspan on the perimeter.
defensively, we already know how Jordy is gonna hold players accountable no matter what. But the offense is just gonna make it seem like the defense is a whole lot better than what it is because these guys could score and score in bunches, bro, and they could keep us in games. And our offense don't look stagnant like running Cam Johnson off a pick and roll or giving Cam Thomas basically a grenade and telling him to create water out of wine. Now you got 2 niggas, bro, that have elite advantages, bro, at top 3 picks. Just gonna wreak havoc, bro, and draw double teams right off the rip. Not to say that that's not Cam Thomas, but there's a very big difference between 6'10" and 6'2". There's a big difference, bro. The 6'10" nigga, bro. Like I listen. 9 times out of 10, he gonna get his bucket regardless. If you don't agree with me, just go watch Kevin Durant.
Hold on. No, not again. My thing is to Easy's point. What if we don't get these guys? Then where does Cam Thomas fit in then? What if we do get two different players that is outside of AJ DeBancha? I just feel like AJ is such a long shot. I'm being optimistic
Well,
as
if you
possible.
don't get AJ DeBonster, to me, there's still
Possible.
guys you can get. You can get Boozer, you can get Nate Ament. They're both 6'10". They like I said, 2016 is a wing heavy draft. A wing. Most of them niggas that in top 5 are 6'10". Mind you, everybody there that's 6'10", Caleb Wilson, Nate Ament, Cameron Boozer, they can all create their own shot. They play like guards at 6'11". So you're arguably your top 10 selection in 2026 is literally a bunch of Kevin Durant's. Like
All right. So
that's why we're saying that top 10 in 2026 is
mhm.
way better than the top 10 this year.
All right. Hold
That's
on,
a
Ellen.
fact.
Ellen, hold on. Let's get back on track. We're gonna go to Scott because Scott just joined the panel. Scott, before you get into it with us, just give us a quick commercial, real quick, bro.
Yeah, you can reach me at Apartment Gamer and More on YouTube and X Apartment Gamer One. Now,
All right.
what was the question?
We
We
were saying
crashed
a
the whip,
lot.
Scott. That's what happened. We completely crashed the whip, and I don't feel like getting back on the road now, my nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I ain't gonna
We didn't
lie.
crash anything, bro. I was gonna
Yeah,
talk about the
how was
Celtics,
it?
I'm in my
He's
own
trying to.
car.
And then Cam Thomas got brought up, and then we couldn't recover, my nigga. I'm telling you, bro.
I
Certain
think it
names
was
get
all
brought up, and we
necessary.
just start falling off the handle, bro. Like I'm back
Nah,
in middle school and some crazy shit, my nigga. God
nah,
damn.
I think that was all necessary. I can't. I don't like how fans just be underappreciating Cam Thomas. So I felt the need
The
to.
man brought up
I
a
felt the
valid
need to say
question. That
something.
wasn't no underappreciation. That was a valid
Nah.
question,
It's
bro.
it's what he said.
It
Tried to
definitely
go
What are we
against the
was.
supposed to
Celtics.
appreciate?
The fact that we drafted him at 27 and got him on a
Uh-huh.
contract that, and when you think about what it is to get a shot creator in a draft, you realize the roles and what it is that we really need to build a team. And we already got some of that with Cam Thomas. Y'all acting like we supposed to just start from
It was
just a
just Cam
clean
Thomas
rebuild. It's a
alone. We got
retool.
Breezy,
Oh,
my
I
point
didn't
is
say that.
this, right?
I
If you
said
get a,
Jordan Fernandez, Cam
we don't
Thomas.
have them, but my point is this, right? Let's say, just say, and this is a hypothetical. I don't want niggas crashing out. This is just a hypothetical. Replace Cam Johnson with a Jason Tatum, Apollo Banchero, or Ant Edwards, and you put them on this team. Cam Thomas is automatically a second option. That's not
We
a bad thing.
But it's
It's
not a bad
not.
thing. We competing for a championship, bro. It's not a bad thing.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. If you put him in a role where you don't have to do too much, but he can still work, that is a good thing.
Wait. Say
I
that. Say
you know
that
I
equation again.
I personally
I said if
I
if
need to
you
hear that
put
shit
Cam,
again.
Go
I
ahead,
said if
Scott.
you replace Cam Johnson with Paulo Banchero and or Tatum or whoever you want to put in there, just a star, a Wemby, whoever the heck. Cam Thomas is automatically a second or third option at best, which is
But where's the
fine.
team though?
You would surround that team with, honestly, your rebuild is done. You got your guys. But what you
It
Hold
would
doesn't
on.
have to
even
You
matter
do is
gotta
about
go
the
to
surround
Scott.
team,
your
bro.
team.
The
You gotta go to
statement is
Scott.
valid. The statement is valid, bro.
Right.
Last year before
Right.
Wemby came there, Devin Vassell was the number one option. The minute Wemby came there, you knew what it was. That's valid.
Exactly.
And how
You ain't
many
That's
gotta worry
games
about
did
exactly. That's
anybody
my
else.
point.
and
That's
how
my
many
point.
games did the Spurs win?
It don't
Uh,
matter. The
yeah
statement is
no
valid, bro. Stop
No, no, no,
doing
no, no,
that.
no,
that's
Right.
no,
part
Hold
no.
of
on.
it.
Let's
Rico's
go to
Because
Scott.
moving,
Oh,
bro.
let's
That's
go
how
to
the
Scott.
no,
Greek
no,
get
no, no, no.
crashed,
Let's
That's
bro.
go
part
to
of it,
Scott.
but
We gotta
That's
clean
Hold
it
on.
up.
part
every
of it
player,
because
Clean it
no
up.
rookie wins like that in their first year. So we're not
yeah,
doing that.
No, I
but
understand that. But you
this
Hold
is
on,
his
just
yeah.
said
We
first
gotta
year
go to Scott.
or
We gotta go
second
to
year.
Scott.
Nah,
Gotta
yo,
go to
This
we,
Scott.
is
we gotta
gonna
go
be
Scott. We gotta
second.
go
This is
Scott.
the second year.
Yeah,
We gotta go to
let
Scott.
me
Hold on.
explain something to you. Not every piece of a puzzle works together because it worked on another puzzle.
That's
Thank you,
true.
I know
Scott.
y'all don't
Thank you.
understand what I'm
Okay.
saying, but I know
Okay.
you
But
know what
Scott,
I'm
I said that
saying.
from the beginning, bro,
You
when we
know, not
started this
every
shit.
it's not
superstar
copy and
player
paste.
is
It's not
going to
copy
play
and
the
paste.
same way on another team. You
Right.
do understand that
Right.
because
No.
some
Listen.
people they have this tendency of thinking, "Oh, I score 40 here, I'm a score 40 there." I don't know.
Nope.
I don't know about that.
Why does Cam? My question is this: if you can get somebody that's better than Cam Thomas, why
I
does it
think
have to be on him to score 40 when you got somebody
he
that can do that and he
don't
can back up
he,
whoever that player is?
he don't
Why
have to
does it
score
have to
40
be
there.
points? Why just
Then
gotta be
the
40,
pressure
40,
might not
40?
be on
What
him
happened if
to
my
score.
guy come in there and drop 28, 10, and 6?
Easy. The points
the
isn't
reason why I
the
say
points
it's
isn't the
points because
argument.
that's
I'm talking
Cam
about
Yeah.
Thomas' contribution to NBA
exactly.
teams.
Yes,
It's scoring.
that's his superpower, right?
That's his
You just
So
need
contribution.
you would want
players.
to have some.
You
Go
just
ahead,
need
son.
players that can play together. You need a system that's going to work players for what they are. You
Exactly.
understand what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, we know Cam's weakness. You need another player next to him that has a little more strength in his weakness. That makes
And
the team
you
strong.
also need some help from the NBA too.
Yeah, but I'm just there. Listen. I don't want to get into.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I don't want to
Yes,
get
you
into
do.
that. It's rigged thing. All I'm saying is that some players play better with other players than you think. Then you just can't take somebody and put them somewhere because they're good here. Like, say for instance, y'all was talking about Boston. You just can't take homeboy and bring him over here and think that he's going to rock
It's gonna
out.
look the same. It's gonna be
It's
the
going to
same.
look the same like he did in Boston.
No.
That's
Y'all
gonna
You
win
think
the
Tate?
title.
Wait. You think Tatum's not playing? Y'all think Tatum's not playing the same if he was over here?
Hell no, bro. What?
What?
I
With
No.
think
this
Alright.
team? With
I
this
do not
Are
team?
think
we
Tatum. I do
drunk
not
right
think
now,
Tatum.
bro?
If you
He
put
came
Tatum
into the league
anywhere,
with Marcus Smart, Terry Rozier, Marcus Morris. Do I gotta keep on going?
and them
Whoa.
niggas
I'm
was
That's
talking
his
on the
about
rookie
his
year
skill
right
playoffs.
there.
set. I'm talking
Them
about
No,
his
his
niggas.
skill
skill
set.
set,
I'm
He
not
came
talking
his
about
into
the
skill
the
set
team.
might
league.
be there,
Oh
but
my
it won't.
I'm
It
not talking
won't
about the
be the
team.
same.
I'm talking about his.
It won't be
He's
the
right now
same.
average.
It won't be the
He can't
same
average
team.
30 on this
The
trash
coach,
team.
the
It won't be the
coaching
We
same
wouldn't
don't
be
know.
team
the
We don't know
though.
what.
same, bro. The
Bruh,
coaching
It
hold
would
up.
won't
not
Hold up.
be
be.
the
It
Time out.
won't.
same.
The
Brad
Time
team
out.
won't be
Stevens is
winning.
completely
Time
different
out.
than
Time out.
Jordy
Time out. Time out.
Fernandez,
Time out.
bro.
Time out.
Yo, I'm
Brad
not.
Stevens
Whoa,
Everybody
is
hold on,
admit
different
though
than
I'm
with
not
Tatum.
talking. I'm not talking about us being above 500. I'm just talking about his skill set. If he comes
Yeah,
here, we know
but
we're
I
going to have
The
to
don't.
build a
skill.
team around him.
Yeah, but
no,
I
but
don't
To
want.
build
I
a
LM,
don't
team
want that
around
though.
Tatum,
We had that.
build
LM,
a team around Tatum and Cam Thomas. That shit ain't good enough, bro. Like you got to
real
add
quickly,
other pieces to that.
A
real
whole
quickly,
lot of pieces.
real quickly,
That was just
LM,
a.
LM,
All right,
no,
go ahead.
LM. I'm gonna answer the question. LM, it wouldn't be the same because Jordy Fernandez and Brad Stevens are two different coaches. Even if he came into the league, he would have came into either Steve Nash or Jock Vaughn. If he came into Jock Vaughn, he just hoisting up threes with no kind of fucking any kind of sets. When he came into the league, he was running sets. He was slashing to the rim, dunking and stuff like that. The coaching in the beginning is gonna matter and what they run. No, it's not gonna be the same, bro. Hell no, bro. Hell
When
no,
KD
bro.
and Kyrie came here, they was averaging 30, right?
They was established players. This is gonna be a new kid we get in here.
What do you mean? He's 26 years old.
Are you talking
This
about Jason Tatum
Wait,
right
wait, wait,
now,
hold up,
or what if he would
hold
had
up,
better
right
players?
now. I'm not
wait,
talking about music. I'm talking about right now.
hold on,
He's in
wait.
MVP
I
talks. You
You
think
hold
know
he
up,
why?
coming
You
time
here?
know
out,
That's
why
it
time
the
out,
changing?
You know why Kevin
time out,
Durant
time out, time out.
and
Why
Kyrie
are we
work?
acting like Jason Tatum didn't have security blankets when he came into the league?
Listen,
Why are
you
we
know why
acting
KD and
why are we
Kyrie
acting
work?
like we don't know what that team looked like, bro, when all of them security blankets went down? Why are we acting like we don't know what that team was looking like when they had Ime and RJ Barrett sink the damn game went on them and them niggas was barely 500? Jason
Yeah,
That's
Tatum
not
was
the.
was
yeah.
the Jason
Leave. Hold
Tatum
on.
was the head honcho of all of that, bro. I don't see
That's
that
not the.
shit changing.
Hold on, leave. That's not the point, right? What I'm saying is this, right? I'll use KD for an example. He came here, did what he did. But as of right now, the Suns is losing, but that's not the point. He's on Phoenix right now, averaging 27 at 36 years old. His
Yeah.
skill set does not go away. Wherever he go, he's going to put up buckets. That's what I'm talking about. The 500, yes, I get it. We got to build a team around him. We got to put the right pieces. Yes, I understand that. I'm talking about the skill set. When he comes here,
Also,
his skill set is not
LM,
changing.
I agree with you, LM, that players keep their skill set.
LM.
They
You
travel
forgetting,
with it.
bro,
I
that we
want to win
Nets
a
fans.
title.
Yeah,
I want to
exactly.
win
You
a
forgetting that we
title.
Nets fans,
I
bro.
don't
There's
want
some
to. I
winning
don't
need to
want to
be
see a
done. What is
show.
your 25 points a game leading to?
I
What is
just
your
want to see a
27 points a
show.
Boston
game
just
leading
won a
to?
title having a show.
Yeah,
But
but
this shit ain't even
look
leading
how
to
long it
40
took
wins, bro.
them.
So I'm out of
Jalen
here, bro.
Brown,
Bye.
Kristaps Porzingis,
Look what
Derek
they had to
White,
do.
Drew Holiday,
Oh,
Sam
I'm not
Hauser,
talking
Peyton
about the
Pritchard.
team. I'm not
But
talking about the team.
I'm talking about
That
winning
I
If
the
you
get what
talking
y'all
title.
about
talk.
the
I get
skill set, if you talking about the skill set,
yes.
last year was a bad year to use JT skill
Tate,
set
if you
because
put
when they
Tatum on his team, his scoring skills, I get it. They had Porzingis. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about his skill set. That yo, Tatum on his team, he's the best player. If you go on him, he's the numero uno. He's the number one. Cam Thomas is not the number one option if Tatum's here. You're going through Tatum. That's what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter about what team. Of course, I know what team to put around them. We gotta have a whole bunch of pieces for these niggas to win a championship.
Yeah,
That's
that's
not
true.
the point. I'm just talking about his skill set. If Horty here with Tatum here with Horty, Tatum's skill set is staying the same. Probably for now because we have nobody here to help Tatum. But he is going to be the main scorer. That's what I'm talking about. I know we're gonna have to break pieces. We're gonna have to go on free agency. We're gonna have to do all of this. Yes, I understand that. But his skill set, he's top 5 in MVP voting. Yes, that's part of the team he's on. They're winning games. I'm specifically talking about his skill set, the way he can ISO, the way he can drive to the paint, the way he can score. That is not changing. Horty will have to use him that would be his main guy. That's the one talent he has on the team that is better than everybody else on the roster, period.
Yeah,
So yes,
that's
his skill
true.
set will not change. Now, if you're talking about pieces around him, then yes, we will have to figure that out. We will have to get mad guys over here. It will have to be a 4 year
It'll be a
process.
clean house.
Exactly. That I understand. The whole team takes winning. It's not just one guy. I get that. I'm just talking about his skill set.
No, his skill set don't go away. He'll always have a skill set, and he'll always be that player that you can go to. But
right,
you know,
if Cam Thomas is still
you need
here,
more than one go-to guy. You need
exactly, which was where Cam Thomas will come in,
because teams will try to take him away.
Exactly, which is where Cam Thomas will come in, right? So then you will have to put a bunch of people around them. Exactly, you have to put another piece around those guys.
I agree.
But what I was saying, the point I was making to Breezy was Tatum would be that guy. Tatum would be the franchise. It wouldn't be Cam Thomas, which is fine. Which is fine. I mean, he can be part of the core.
It can go either way if Cam gets better.
No. Yeah. Well, no.
Cam get better. Why can he get better?
It has to stay. Yo, if it ever
why
goes
can't get
a
better?
different way, just something's wrong here. Why are you choosing the 6'2" guard over the 6'10" forward? Who's putting up 30?
The wings are running the league. I'm not.
Even Kevin Durant said it's a wing league.
It's a wing league.
We know that. We know that. But I'm saying,
unless you think Cam Thomas can have like a Brunson role,
you can't limit if he do get better. Then what you going to say? No, don't get better.
He could.
I think he's better. I think he's better already. I think he improved on a lot of stuff. I think he's better than
last year.
He is not supposed to
seen improvement.
He is not supposed to usurp JT. JT is supposed to, if he comes on the team pause,
I mean,
he's supposed to be the top dog.
I think that depends on the culture of the team and how your coach sees it and how your coach is going to run.
So Scott, let me put it this way, right?
I don't think
Breezy don't like the situation. So Breezy don't like the situation, but I ask you, Scott.
Yeah.
And Easy, me and Easy, I think is on the same wavelength with this. If we drafted Wemby, Cam Thomas is not the franchise player, correct?
Correct.
I'm cool with that.
Right. So that's what I've been trying to say the whole time. That will be fine. You would just have to put him as the second option.
You don't have to
the only thing I got it fucked up with is I thought we was talking about the drafting from the minute they come into the league. But if we talking about the developed product right now, there's no question, bro.
I'm just talking about the product right now.
Nominally, those certain players are like who they are. You know, they are.
Now, if you're talking about getting the AJ or the Bonds or whatever, they will have to earn that.
They have to prove that.
They will have to prove that. So I'm with,
like I said,
you know what I'm saying?
That get proven right in summer camp, right before the league starts.
We'll see about that.
You think so?
Bro, every time you get a new player on the team, that's a dude. Every player every team that ever got that player, every player from that team always come back before the season start. Or you start to hear snippets from them from different interviews. Yeah, I knew that guy was the guy when he came in from training camp. It always starts from right then and there. The minute you see the work on the court, you're like, "Oh yeah, that nigga ain't bullshitting, dog."
Well, you know, as much as I love Cam Thomas, and I love Cam Thomas,
I do too.
I'm not going to sit there and say if Jason Tatum come here that Jason Tatum ain't number one option. You goddamn right, he number one option because he proves
right.
Something.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is, we gonna look at him as the number one option, but gonna be nights when he gonna be like, Cam, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? He need that because that's just the way you win titles. You need that.
So imagine to Scott's point, imagine some nights Cam bring us home.
Right.
Or some nights the other guy bring us home. That is fine.
That's
That
perfectly
is a
fine.
winning formula.
As a person who love basketball, who love basketball like I do and like y'all do, we know that it takes a team. We know that.
Right.
We know that. We might have our favoritisms, but we know the star is
You'll get
going
a
to be
double
a
out the team.
star and he's going to get the attention.
Even
That's
if you
just
want to
how it
use
is.
Boston,
Even
sometimes
if,
Jaylen Brown was the guy to bring them home, not
be
Tatum.
honest with you, sometimes Jaylen Brown won the game and they still say
Right.
Jason Tatum.
Exactly. Right.
They
No,
Right.
but
still
people
say
do
Jason
keep
Tatum.
debating who's better,
You
Jalen
knew
Brown or
that.
Tatum.
Sometimes Jalen
People do
Brown
be
won the
saying.
game. Sometimes JT won the game. Both of them niggas are really number twos. They just needed veterans to help them win.
Yeah,
Facts.
Come on,
well,
I
there
bro.
you
was gonna
go.
say
This
when
nigga,
Leaf
I
couldn't
ain't
say,
gonna
let's
Oh,
keep
argue
it
with
a
bro.
that
stack.
Number
because
twos,
they loaded.
they really needed strong veteran leadership like Drew
Yeah.
Holiday to help them
Leaf,
win.
you
Whether
still
Yeah.
on they
No,
Scottie Pippins,
no,
bro?
Holiday helped them. Holiday
because they
helped them a
are.
lot.
this
They
some
helped
fucking
them a lot.
bullshit.
It ain't
I'm,
no
I'm
Leave.
fucking
They are not
bullshit.
no
It's some
Scottie
real shit,
Pippins,
bro.
bro. At this
I
point
don't
in their
know what it
career,
is. Niggas don't. What is it that niggas just
Leaf
don't
is
pay
right. What
attention to
happened
2
until
hours and
Drew
30
Holiday
minutes
got
of
there?
the
Let's keep
fucking
it a
game.
buck.
They stay hunting mismatches. Them niggas don't go at niggas that's go getters. That's top 5 players. That's out there go get. We seen Jason
Oh,
Tatum one
Leaf
on
is
one. He
cooking,
couldn't take
son.
advantage.
Leaf is
He couldn't
cooking.
take advantage of Steph
Ain't
Curry in
cooking
the
up.
post. We saw that.
Yep, that's
Stop
what they
acting like
do.
these niggas is
They
gold mines.
smart.
They not.
They playing team
I'll
ball
give you
is
that. I'll give you that. I'll
is a
give you that.
team
Them
to
Don't
niggas
give
win a
are
him
Not
none
not.
of
yo,
Listen,
that,
not
when
bro.
it
only
is a
comes
that,
down
team.
to
bro.
it,
None of
bro, if
that,
they
bro.
going against a nigga on
Hold
another
on. I want
team
to say
that's
this,
just as
right?
good as theirs,
Before they got it, bro,
SGA had
before
his
they got it
MVP
together, it
moment
was really
against them
Marcus
niggas.
Smart
I don't
fault.
want to hear
Marcus
it.
Smart, hold on, Leaf. Marcus Smart was
Let
like,
Ivory
yo,
go.
niggas, get it together, play team basketball. They were playing stupid. Marcus Smart was telling these niggas, get it
It's
together.
Tatum and Brown's fault that Marcus Smart was bugging.
No,
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 they was
no,
playing
no.
bad. They wasn't even playing team ball. Marcus Smart was like, yo, get it together. We got to play team ball. That's really what changed everything around, to be honest with you.
What changed everything around was Ime Udoka, bro,
Yep.
instilling in them that they got to
That's
play some
true.
goddamn defense.
It was coaching. It was
After that
coaching that did
RJ
that.
Barrett buzzer beater, that's when them niggas got some type of toughness
Nah,
in them,
bro,
and
go.
they
I'm
still
telling
don't have
y'all.
no
I
toughness
remember
in
how
them
it started
because
when Ime
Jimmy
got
done
there. They
punked
was
them
playing
niggas on
horrible.
many
Ivan
The
is right
occasions,
beginning
bro.
about
of the
this.
season,
Ivan is right
Marcus
about this.
Smart tweeted like, "Yo, can y'all niggas pass the ball?" And
Right.
then it all started
That's
switching
true.
up.
That's
I
true.
swear to
That's true.
I'm
That's
not
true.
mad at
That's
I
No,
think
true.
it's
no,
coaching
bro.
though.
No,
It
no,
wasn't.
easy. It is true. Marcus
Ivan, bro,
Smart
them
did.
niggas
Marcus
started
Smart did
passing the
do
Let
that.
me
ball,
know
bro,
when I could
and
go.
they
Let me
real
know when
and
I could go. 'Cause I
everybody
know we're
and
doing
they
history,
showed the
bro. So I
world
got you,
why they wasn't good playmakers, bro. They still was heavy on turnovers, and they still are to this day. Number fucking twos.
bro. I hear you with the Marcus Smart
facts,
point.
Lee.
I hear you with the Marcus Smart point, but this even that happened in the beginning of the season. They were still doing bad. Their season changed right a little bit before All-Star break when they bought fully
Correct.
into the defensive end. Fully into the defensive end. It wasn't about moving the rock. It was fully buying
Nah, they.
into the
You see how they
defense.
moved the rock
And
now,
then
bro? Marcus Smart,
wait.
bro.
No. That's a whole. But this is a whole different team now. So that's whole different stuff. When they fully bought into the defensive end and they was on a defensive tear, they went on a damn near 18-game winning streak. Let's
Leaf.
not act like we don't know about history, bro. Am I
Listen, bro.
lying or
No,
not?
They
bro.
was
Nah,
Am I
not.
You're
they
not.
lying
lost
You
or
to
right,
not?
Orlando.
and
They
You're
let's
lost to
not
not.
act like we
Orlando. That
didn't
was the
see it
only team they
before.
lost.
When they had Kyrie, they went on a 16-game winning streak after he threw a Frank at a fan. So I don't want to hear nothing about no damn winning streaks with these niggas, bro. They been had good
They
teams.
definitely did go on the streak. They definitely
Yeah,
went on
because
the streak
Marcus
They
after that.
been
Smart
had
told
good
these niggas to
teams.
pass, and they became
They
one of the
been
best
had good
passing
teams. Stop it.
teams, bro. Let's keep it a stack. He told these niggas like, "What's up?" And Marcus Smart started playing better after that because they passed the rock. He actually started shooting threes and getting more touches, and he became very efficient. And he actually became one of the best defenders and one of the best shooters too. Both of his percentage went up.
And that shit didn't take off until they bought into the defensive end, and that was
Yeah,
near
but they
All-Star
also
break.
play good offense too,
And that
Leaf.
was right
I
And
after
mean,
then they
sorry,
turned
you
around
also
and
They
take
got
good
rid of
also
him.
offense
was
away too.
right after
look,
they
look,
And
lost.
then they
look,
turned
You
around and got
absolutely
rid of
right,
him.
Easy.
look. I'll give you
Them
the
niggas ain't
offense
elite at
improve.
shit. They just good at a little bit of everything, man. Number fucking twos.
So when we talk about
Hold
teams
on.
that's contending, right? When we talk about
Right.
teams that's contending, and there ain't
Yeah.
a lot of them. There ain't a lot of them. Tell me
No, it's
what's
not a
their
lot
number.
that you
Tell me what's
can.
their ace in that hole. What's the ace in the hole for them? Pause.
The point guard.
Which team are you talking about? Because you can't just throw point guard out there. Which team
The
we talking
Celtics.
about now?
I'm talking about
So
the
the
Celtics.
ace
I'm
in the
talking about.
hole for the Celtics is Drew Holiday, who was playing bad this
Yes.
year.
Hmm.
The ace in
Yeah,
the hole for them. No, the ace in the hole for them to win a championship, which they did last year, was Drew Holiday. Before that Drew Holiday trade, they was not known as legitimate championship contenders, and we all
right,
know
because of
that.
Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart
Once
kind
they
of
got rid
produced
of
enough
no, they had
offense.
to upgrade. Once they got rid of Marcus Smart and got him for Drew Holiday, that's when they became yo, Celtics about to win it all,
Listen,
bro. Like
listen,
it ain't
hold on,
nothing
hold on.
nobody could do.
Listen. Let me say. Let me again. I just want to give a summary where we at, and I just want to say this one thing. One, the point guard keeps the defense honest. You don't know if he's going to pass, and you hope he's not trying to go to the basket because he could get to the basket. He could score on all three levels like Drew Holiday, and it just makes the team more dangerous because you can't double their best player. Can't double
Right.
Brown. You can't double Tatum. That's what a good point guard is.
Especially with the ball in their
It's,
hand.
it's costly for the defense if you can't double the best player on the team, and a lot of times that's the case because of the point guard. So especially in playoff basketball, they run in the same place a lot of the time. You're gonna need somebody that could break down the defense, and you want the guy that got the ball in their hand more times than not, the point guard, to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying?
We
Because
need
they
to
could get.
move off from Boston, bro. I'm sorry, Breeze. We need to move off from Boston because it's a lot of nastiness going on here. Because ain't no way y'all telling me that,
No.
bro. After y'all
Hold on,
y'all
hold
saw
on.
last season.
No, you're easy. You're right. We're gonna move off of Boston. The next team actually, that's competing this season is the Houston Rockets.
What's their
But go
ace in
ahead.
the hole?
Yeah, no. Hold on. Who is next? All right.
What?
So basically,
Yeah. Go ahead,
basically,
Breeze. My fault.
no, you good, you good. The Houston Rockets, again, I feel like they started with their coach. And just a summary of what we were saying before we get to the Houston Rockets, the Celtics, they won the championships after 7 seasons together. Tatum and Brown, that is, and building around that duo. OKC, they didn't win it. They got to the conference finals,
Quick
but you could
question,
still.
Breeze. Quick question. This is a question for the panel, right? Because y'all keep on talking about we should have had the JT and JB thing. If we get them niggas, remember by like year 3 in JB career, because we gotta go from JB because he was the first one that got drafted. From
Who the
like year
hell
3,
want two
year
number
4.
twos?
Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. You gotta hate for Boston. We talking rock. Hold on.
Fuck them.
So when they got JB at like round year 4, they was thinking about trading him. What makes y'all think the Nets are so gung ho and gonna stand 10 feet down when every time I come
Good
up here,
question,
niggas
Easy.
are trying to press this team to trade everything every single year? KD was here, trade. KD leave, trade. Mikhail here, trade. Mikhail leave, trade. Trade. Like you just trying to be a hole in the corner. That's what I'm hearing. So what makes you think the Nets would have stood packed with JT and JB if we did draft them and didn't give away our
To be
picks?
fair, I didn't want KD to leave. I'm not gonna hold you,
Oh
but
no,
I
I
That's a good
didn't
understand
want
why
question.
he
to.
did.
No, hold on,
I ain't want
That's
KD.
it.
I ain't want
Hold on.
KD to begin with. I wanted
No,
Giannis.
no, hold on. No. To Easy's question, I think the answer is you're right. They haven't shown no loyalty to players and teammates being together and staying together for as long as Tatum and Brown been together, right?
That's
And I
true.
think that's the difference from then and hopefully now. Hopefully that's the system and the culture that we're building where teammates can play alongside each other for longer than 2 seasons, 3 seasons, and actually win and lose together. Understanding that part of the plan is to win and lose together, but to stay together is ultimately how we're going to win. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they do that easy. I want to see them extend whoever we draft. If we get a lottery pick, I want to see him be good enough to, you know what I'm saying, stay past 4 years. Whatever give him that extension, that rookie max. Whatever that is, I want to see that because I want to see us build something. I hope we're not doing all of this for a player we going to trade in 2-3 years. That's crazy work. You know what
Crazy
I'm
work.
saying? Because
But let's move.
look at
Oh,
the
go ahead,
Knicks.
Breeze. Go
The
ahead.
Knicks, they traded RJ Barrett. They got him at 3. He out of there. Zion on the trade block. John Moran is the only one out of the top 3 that look like he's going to stay with that franchise.
I don't think Zion getting traded though. I think he's staying.
I don't know.
I
No.
mean, like,
Tell that
I was
nigga,
talking.
tell that fat nigga to pack his bags. He up out of there. He up out of there, man. Get his ass up out of there.
I always say this, right? I think Ken
On your
Thomas,
way
right?
out.
For my, I would consider Ken Thomas. I told you, Jamal Murray, a Donovan Mitchell, a Devin Booker type player. If you give him a Chris Paul, you give him a Jokic, I feel like he could be a good second with offensive skill set. You know what I mean? So I feel like we just need to have like a good. You seen what Cam Thomas and Shooter was. They was one of the top backcourts in the beginning of the season. So imagine you give him another incompetent point guard that's very good. I think it's a wrap, bro.
That's not a good thing.
Problem with that, Ivan, is we are not getting a Jokic, and we damn sure not getting a Donovan. So I mean, one of these
Chris or
superstar
CP3
Well,
or
players,
let's stick to
CP3.
what we
right?
got a chance to get, bro. Like, let's get into this bullshit ass metaverse that everybody in that's Twitter that put themselves in, and let's get Ace first and get AJ DeMonster and say fuck everybody else. Let's
Wait,
build
hold
around
on,
this
hold
shit.
on, hold on. Let's get back to what we was doing here, though, bro. Because let's get back to what we was doing here, because we had something good on the table. So we off
What was that?
Boston now. We off Boston. We off Boston. Fuck these
Fuck them.
niggas.
All right, who the next
Yeah.
team?
We on Houston right now. We on Houston.
Oh,
So
can I get this
let's.
one
Houston.
first? Cause I had
So
a lot to
This
say
is a
about
no,
good
no,
them.
no,
comparison, actually.
no, no, no.
I
So let's go down.
I had a
Go
lot
through
to
their
say
history.
about them.
So Leaf, you
Go
got it,
ahead.
my brother. You got it. You
All
take
right,
off.
so right after James Harden had basically put himself in a fat suit back in 2019 and shit, bro. Like, and no, I think it was 2020. Excuse me, 2020.
2020. Yeah.
He put
He got
himself in a
skinny
fat
when he
suit in
came here
20.
too,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
continue.
and then somehow dropped to like a waffling 210 pounds when he got to us. That started their rebuild. You had
Come
a
on,
whole
bro.
bunch.
That's alcohol weight. That's like that's that bullshit weight. That's
Man, that
water
ain't
weight.
no alcohol weight, man. Cut that shit out. You know, ain't no way you running that shit off, nigga, in 5 days. Get out of here, bro.
Yo,
Nah.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm all right, all right, all right.
Either that or James Harden is really that nigga, but he did play his ass off, bro.
Hey,
I ain't gonna
hey,
lie
hey,
to you. But
two
but
things could be
but
true.
but to
But
get
go
back
ahead.
to the Houston side, they ran through a frenzy of coaches. At one point they had John Wall and Boogie Cousins, bro. When Harden left that team, they ran through the John Silases. They ran through all the other
Paul
shit.
Silas. Paul Silas.
Paul Silas. Excuse me. In the mix, of course they got Jalen Green the next year with Alfred Sengun. The
I'll
next year
appreciate
after
that.
that, the next year after that, I think they got Jabari, and then the next year after that, I think they got whatchamacallit in
I think with
that
Jabari, they got Tara Eason too in that draft as well.
they got Tari Eason, and then the next year after that they got Amen Thompson. So they hit on
And
every
Cam
last
Whitmore
one.
and Cam Whitmore
Oh,
in
they
that
And
draft
playing
Cam
as well.
good
Whitmore.
ball.
So they hit on every last one of the drafts.
They
Now they
beat
got to figure
Cleveland.
out what pieces that they want to continue with. Now you got the Terra Twin. Now you fast forward today, they got the Terra Twins. They got a new coach in Ime who I hope is not messing with none of the wives in the front office, bro. Nothing like that, man. So
Nah, he
I
should
mean,
be
so
good.
he's
He
good.
should be good.
Yeah,
He
he
Nah,
should
he
should
be
be
good.
good.
good. He
He
should
Yeah,
be
should be
yeah,
good
good.
yeah.
now.
But
Yeah,
Leaf,
he should be good now.
notice something that you said, right? From the three
How
drafts
many
you
how
picked,
many years was that? 3 years? 4 years?
4 years.
That was
Four
5. That
years.
4 years.
so
4 years.
Four, yeah,
that's
okay. 4 years.
4 years.
But
That's
no,
quick.
but
Yeah,
notice
four
what you
Turn
years.
around.
said. But notice what you said in that, right? So for
Uh-huh.
one, they got rid of a superstar. I personally
Right.
think James Harden is going to go down as a top 5 shooting guard of all time. So that's what you really got in my eyes. That's what you got rid of.
Okay.
You got a good return off that, right? Cool.
Yes, you did.
So the first year, what
Yo,
was
he
it?
little Ace easy. He low
The
key
first year
behind
was a
Harden. I
throwaway.
mean Curry, but he on that top three list. Top 3 pointers made. He like on the top 5, bro. Like,
I
He's
think he
number
number
2, I
two. I
think.
think he
I
number
think he's
two.
number
So
2.
so
word.
so that should tell you something. So
That
you
just goes
got
to show you how many threes he jacking up, bro. That's all that shit is.
that too. Them Houston Towns was crazy. But so you got rid of that, right? Now let's pay attention to the drafts, right? So the first one was what? Jalen Green and Alpre. So let's pay attention to that. You drafted Jalen Green and Alpre Sengun. So out the draft, those are two of the top players out the draft that you drafted. One at 2, another one at 8
16.
or
16,
16, 16,
16,
16,
I think.
16 my fault. I got it fucked up. But 16, right? Next one, you draft Jabari Smith. That's at 3.
And Tari Eason
And
outside of the lottery, I
outside
think.
the lottery, Tara Eason, very good. Now, you had a chance to get Paolo, but situations happen. Orlando flip shit. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you got just Jabari Smith off that. Very good player out of that, too, as well. Same thing. You could say he's a connecting role player or he's a budgeting super star. Either
Right.
one. So, next draft, you draft Amen Thompson and fucking Cam Whitmore.
Yep, part of the Terror Twins. Yeah,
Some people are saying Amon Thompson has the potential to become a superstar. Some people are saying Cam Whitmore has the potential to become a star. So when you pay attention to that, right? Mm-hmm. For one, they had 2 picks in every draft. For 2, somehow, some way, they damn near picked the top players out of that draft. Don't just automatically.
They hit on every last one of their picks.
They hit on every single thing. Something that we have not seen before. That's why we talk about Houston a lot. Almost every pick they picked in the first round hit. Remember what we did. We picked people like Rook Whitehead, Noah Clowney. We didn't hit. Don't equate us to them when it's clear. Somehow, some way, their scouting department is on point a little bit more than ours.
We gotta give context though. Most of their picks was in the lottery. So realistically, it's not like it wasn't like Jalen Green was a 27th pick and Jabari Smith was like a 30th pick.
No, they were lottery picks.
Like them niggas was in the lottery. So I mean,
every year they was in the lottery, but who was the reason why they was in the lottery? The Brooklyn Nets. That's who was the reason why they was in the lottery. So we damn near half are responsible for building that team than they are. So realistically,
them in Boston.
Yeah, them in Boston. So like we looking at some teams that we built, and I continue on with the process of getting those pieces and getting the coach to match with that. Last year they finished with a 500 record. Last year they finished with a 500 record with a coach to get them disciplined and to get them demoted to defense and the way that they are. And this year, bro, they one of the top teams in the league, and they one of the only teams that beat Cleveland, and they the only team this year that beat Cleveland and Oklahoma City this year, who both sit on 36 wins each. So realistically, bro, it took since 2025. They broke that shit up back in 2020, so it took a good 4 or 5 years for them to turn it into somewhat of what it is today, bro. But I don't think they're done. I don't think their rebuild is officially done. I think they probably maybe got another piece that they want to look at and go after.
Shout out Reed Shepard. Shout out Reed Shepard.
Shout out Reed Shepard, who was another one of our picks. Our dumbasses gave him to him. Yeah, shout out to him. So I mean, Houston is an unfinished product, but they definitely on the same trajectory that kind of Orlando is on.
After 3 years, that's a good turnaround. So I'm just saying, I'm counting the years too. So Cleveland, they ready to compete after they got Darius Garland and they draft with their high draft pick, and Evan Mobley. I'm kind of counting it from the years they got their high draft pick. So they got Evan Mobley in 2024. So let's start. 2021. Let's go from there. So I like what they did with their high draft pick. They surrounded Evan Mobley with a veteran and Donovan Mitchell. They got Darius Garland as a draft pick. They are rebuilding the right way. They are.
So let me ask this question. Let me ask this quick question. Yeah. Since we did Houston just now, we already know what Cleveland is. We see what Cleveland doing right there. So we could say, yeah, we think they're contending for a championship right now. Right now, how you see Houston? You see, because last year 41 and 41, right? 500. So this year, way better. At the very least, they're going to do better than what they did last year. Is this team contending for a championship?
No, not this year.
I would say their success is getting to the conference finals or a dog fight in the second round. Don't lie.
I think they OKC last year. Like
so they're at the second seed right now, right? They're at the second seed.
Yeah,
they're the second seed, but I think they're too young. Like I think they're way too young. Like experience is going to count in the playoffs.
No, I don't think it's. If they're the
second
seed right now, if the playoffs was to just start today, no playing, they play Sacramento today. Who do you have in a 7-game series between Houston and Sacramento?
That's tough.
De'Aaron is experienced, so I wouldn't count him out. I mean,
if we have the first round, we already saying it's tough. Then that means
I think it's round. I mean, the West is always a dogfight. Like it's barely any sweeps in the West.
If I swap out Houston Rockets for Denver Nuggets, so Denver Nuggets playing Sacramento Kings, how do you feel about that 7-game series?
Might be a sweep. or probably a gentleman suite.
I mean,
So
think
that's what I'm
Superman will
saying.
probably
That's what
get
I'm
one.
saying. That's all right. So LM, that's it right there. That's it right there.
I
That's it
mean,
right there.
Like I said, this is Houston's first year being good. Like it's been a while since they was at the top of the West since James Harden. So
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's like
I
I
mean,
don't
I could
know,
make
man.
an argument that I mean OKC first
OKC
year,
was the first round. They was the first seed last year, and they got beat by Dallas, who was what?
but
Yeah,
they made it to the second round, and I could
it,
make an argument they could have won that series. So like
yeah.
that
They
means
could
they
I
have,
in
mean,
the
they
but
could
W.
have, but
No,
they.
no, they could have, but they didn't. I understand that, but I'm saying
Uh,
that there's some things I could say like if this thing happens differently, 7 game series, game 7, that could go any way, and then possibly they in WCF. So like I hear what you're saying, but so
with them
Pelicans
we'll
versus
see because they
OKC,
didn't.
who did you have? Pelicans versus OKC, who did you have?
I had OKC because they wasn't healthy.
So I'm saying,
If they was fully healthy, I think that could have won 7.
yeah,
But
it's tough, man. It's tough.
if
It's not
Zion as
easy.
can stay healthy for once, maybe it could be goddamn competitive. But it is. I mean,
It is
Brandon
what it
Ingram
is.
couldn't.
It
Right,
is what it
like
is now.
so that's
You
what I'm
know,
saying though. I mean,
it's
like
not.
even if they looking good, like you can't say like they really contending. Like yeah, they look good, but like and if anything they pass expectations, but like I wouldn't say they contending. I would
if
say they're
Houston
there
made it to the
after.
finals this year, that I would be very surprised. Like
I mean,
it's so many teams.
you know what they got on their side that, well, what they got on their side is they kind of healthy now, so people are
Yeah,
playing,
yeah,
so they having fun. If
yeah,
you ever see them play, they having fun.
And the
yeah,
problem that Houston fans is having right now is with Jalen Green because he
yeah,
doesn't have a consistent season where he's hot and then he's cold.
yeah.
So then it's kind of a question of, well then nigga, what you gonna do in the playoffs where it's really gonna count?
When we really
Like
need
what
you,
is
because you
your
serve a huge role on this team in
When
right?
you're
Houston.
playing against veterans,
Exactly. So it's kind of a question. They
because
if they
as a
which they gonna make the playoffs, but it's just they're so inexperienced.
as a
Like yeah.
veteran in this league, if you've been in the, like, say, Kyrie and them, they looking at them like, you know what, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, so you can sprint all you want. I'm
It's
not
the
Scott,
same
scared to
thing with
beat you at
it's the
home.
same thing with the Sacramento series when they faced Golden State and niggas
Right.
was thinking, yo, Sacramento can get them. And Steph Curry showed no.
No,
It's a reason why I am who I am.
no, but
that's right.
but here my
That's
thing,
right.
right? But here my thing, right? Because I hear your point, right? But here my thing with what I'm looking at, right? Like how I just said, if the players supposed to start today, Houston versus Kings, you can't tell me Kings is a highly more experienced team than Houston. They got a little bit more experience, but you can't tell me like they worlds and better.
No,
They
that's
gotta
why
get
I
a new
said it's
coach.
tough. It's
No, no,
tough to
Yeah, that's why
really.
I
no,
said it to me it's
Tough.
50-50.
It's
no,
Like
no, no,
50-50 to me too.
I hear that, but then like, let's just say they beat that team and go on the next round. Who would they play? They the second seed, so they'll have to play. Well, I think
Either
the
Lakers or Denver,
Lakers or
and
Denver.
and
that's not
Lakers
gonna
might probably win that
put it on
series.
them. They
So
Lakers
like,
will probably
just
win that
because you
series.
saying
if you
they
play the
suck.
Lakers, you good against the Lakers. So like, experience. I mean, experience gonna play a factor, yeah. But your
Oh,
team
yes,
is
it
good.
will.
But your team is good against this team, though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but
Like,
I'm just saying it's still experience means a lot.
It is. I mean, the
Yeah.
niggas. How many playoff series we seen LeBron go through? Like, I mean, I
He's
know. I'm not saying
he's
he's gonna
going to
make a
get the
finals.
calls. He's going to
I'm
get
not
the calls. He's
right.
going to get the
Like
call.
we know how these refs be.
He's going to get the call.
So I
He's gonna
mean, it would suck if they ran into the Lakers in the second round. But if
right.
they made the second round, that's a win for them because next
Or
year
Denver.
you can build off that. Yeah,
They
you can
facing
build off
Denver.
that if you Houston for next year. So I
well,
mean,
you hope you could build off it because the West is
well,
such.
yeah. It is
Denver,
like
Denver and Grizzlies on the winning
the East
streak.
is a different story because I think now we got a newcomer in the mix in Detroit. If if all things come in.
East is
So
getting more
Detroit,
tougher and tougher. You still got Indiana over there. I mean, Miami is always still going to be a
I'm
team
still
because they're
thinking the
not
Knicks are
just
going to drop
outright tanking.
down. I swear they're going to drop down. I don't know
But
when
Knicks
it's
is
going
still
to
a team
happen.
though. It's not like they could drop, but like they're still a team though. So like they're gonna be in the dance. So
They're going
like
to be
if
in
you
the
was
When
to
it's
playoffs.
my turn, when it's my turn, I'm gonna say talk about the Knicks. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
because
send
they're
it to the
going to
last.
drop.
I mean, we almost there. Is Memphis, and then I think the Knicks is next. So
yeah,
Oh
so
no, yeah, we gonna go to Scott. Scott, so let's talk about the rebuild with the Grizzlies, Scott. How you feel about their rebuild? Let's start with the draft for John Morant. How you feel from then to now? How do you think they're doing? Oh, you
You
can
know
start with
what?
Triple J too. You can start with Triple J too.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Memphis, they did this last time. They looked good early, and then the second half, I like they picked up that center, which they needed. They needed a big body because they didn't really have a big body, you know. So I mean, I think they did great in the play and drafting. They did decent. You know, it seemed like most of the West teams did decent.
So hold on. Do you think they won in the draft, getting the Triple J and the John Morant? Those are players that they should have got with they draft picks.
Yeah, yeah,
let me
yeah.
let me let me say this about Memphis real quick.
It's a
Yeah.
small market.
Very small market, right? But one of the things that I think goes under the radar, their player development team is outstanding,
Yeah, that's true.
especially for
That is
their
true.
team. For their team specifically, it is outstanding.
That is true.
Everybody on that team contributes to winning. Ever since John Morant came there, every single person on that team has contributed to winning.
I
Every
think
single
it's
It's
person.
the coach. I
it's
think the
fair for
coach
easy
is a
to
good
say that
coach.
when John Moran was out, they was still on a crazy win streak, like 20
Yes, they
wins,
were.
losses.
Yeah.
Like they was really hooping, you know what I'm saying? And again, that's to the culture of the franchise and what they actually do with careers of draft picks. And this is what we're talking about too, to franchise and what they do with the careers. Like the Brooklyn Nets and Derek Whitehead, they knew he wasn't going to be a star player right out the gate. They knew he was going to rehabilitate, but they staying with him. To the point they didn't try to the Grizzlies didn't try to trade off John Morant because he got injured. You know what I'm saying? They kept him on the roster, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
I
Sometimes
think
teams they don't do that. But
I think picking
I
up
think they did
Desmond,
well. I think they
getting
did well
Desmond
with the
Bain, Jared Jackson,
Let me say one
and
Hey
thing
but
about
hold
guys,
on,
this.
those are good pickups for
considered
them.
are they competing for a championship? I would say yeah. I think they try to duke
Yes.
it out. They try to duke it out with the Kings. They trying to duke it out with all of those teams. You know what I mean? They fighting to be on the top. Josh say
Mhm.
he ain't worried about the West. I don't know. I don't know how he.
Wait,
Nah,
Breeze,
he
you
said
want
that
to talk
years
about
ago
Memphis,
though. He said
Breeze?
that years ago though. He worried now.
Yo,
Yeah.
can I say this, guys? I think Memphis might be in a little trouble. Listen, they're playing really well this season, but think about this. They missed out on the Dorian Finney-Smith thing because they didn't want to take those protections off. They wanted Jimmy Butler. He told his camp, I want nothing to do with that team. So if Memphis doesn't make any big moves, as good as the development is, if you can't attract certain pieces, I think Ja's patience will run out in a year or two if they don't actually win. Ever since he said the West was easy, the whole thing transformed. So
Let,
I'm
let,
looking at Memphis as a team that could eventually break it up if they can't actually recruit
let, let,
anybody. At the end of the day, you need to be able to recruit, not just have good development.
let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. The one of
Go
the
ahead.
things that's really good about Memphis, why they've been able to keep afloat and do good, even though last year was a bad year, but even then that was just a season riddled with injuries, and they were still even then the team still looked good. You could still say like a lot of people, including myself, either said like, "Yo, they come into this season that we're in right now, they're gonna be doing good. They're the damn near the third seed right now." So the people that said that, including me, was right. But one of the things that keep them afloat and make them do good is the camaraderie and the team chemistry they have. One of the things that they got over there, and Ja Morant is one of the biggest leaders over there. No matter if niggas call him Ja Wick or whatever, he everybody eats over there. Everybody eats. You are going to be a part of this team, and we need you to win. You're gonna be used. Nobody get disrespected. Everybody's a part of the team. Everybody is with each other. They rock out with each other. A lot of teams can't say they got that going on for them.
I definitely agree with you, Easy, and I'll tell you what's so interesting. You look at it right now, OKC, Rockets, and Memphis, those teams are the top three right now, and they're probably middle tier, low markets. They're killing it this season. Will there actually be a shift now? Will these three teams play well enough this season to turn the chapters on teams like Lakers and those other teams that are not doing that good, but they're still the label the best attractive markets in the league? This will be interesting to see if one of these three teams wins and if they could change that whole pace for themselves, because at the end of the day, you could have great player development, you could have great seasons, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to attract multiple stars or
You
solid
think?
pieces.
Do you
Well,
think Jordy is like that?
I definitely think he is. He's got an international background. He's shown you can win Olympic medals with different pieces of star talent. I think a lot of people respect that. It's just the process, right? We all talk about a 2-year process and then going for it. I think you try to stick to it because Jordy has shown you he can win with whoever's on his team. So I definitely think a lot of different stars respect a guy like that because he's just a really hardworking coach. You want those types of guys. You don't want a coach that is egotistical or has certain ways of doing things that don't normally work out. I would say Doc Rivers is probably one of the toughest coaches to deal with because he's such an old school head, whereas Jordy, his philosophy is more nuanced than people want to give him credit for right now. I think you'll
Yeah,
see
let,
that in the next few years.
I agree.
let me say this: the coaching does play a factor into it, but at the same time, the product going to show for itself for the players. So whatever they see or what they can hear, what's going on, they're gonna react to it. So like if there's not a lot of players over there, unless they know they could get burned to just get a contract, yeah, they're gonna go over there. But it's not like an intention to like win; it's just like to get money. If there's not like a lot going on, a lot of winning, like a lot of players not gonna go to a team that's not winning because winning get hold against them, and especially in negotiation. So they're not gonna do things like that. So and then like the market too, and then like taxes play a factor into it. It's a lot of things. Coaching does play a factor, but remember, there's pieces to the pie. But real
Right.
quick, real quick, because John, you just pulled up to the panel. We going over teams and their history from a point in time we think it changed for them,
Mhm.
coming up all the way till now, to just study and look at how each team, how their rebuild or retool or how they situated themselves, how did they go? We went through a number of teams. We went through Cavs, Miami, Memphis, OKC, Houston, Boston. Where we at right now?
We, we just left the
We got the Knicks.
Grizzlies.
We got
We
the
at the
Knicks.
Knicks.
We
So
up to
we
the
at
Yeah,
Knicks now.
I got it.
so we at
I
the
got it.
Knicks.
I got it. Yeah, I
Breeze,
got it.
Breeze, you got it, my brother.
Breezy won the Knicks.
I,
Badly.
I'm
Oh, it's gonna be
I'm going.
fun. It's
I'm
gonna be
going
fun.
straight. I'm going straight on mute. You got it, my brother. Going straight on mute.
All right, all right. What I will say is, I think the Knicks did it with Randall. You know what I'm saying? Randall came to the team and he was essential to what they were doing, and it was working. He got a lot of criticism because basically Atlanta they triple teamed Randall, Atlanta that is, and you know what I'm saying? They basically made him ineffective. They never made Randall captain. But hold on, let's just stick to the facts. Randall basically sprung them to the playoffs after them missing the playoffs for 8 seasons, and then they went out and they missed by. I always challenge my co-host at the time, T Time, about saying it was what he would call a high risk, low no, a high risk, a low risk, high reward about getting Kimber Walker for help. Because again, the argument with me is how essential the point guard is. So they missed by not getting him, and maybe they didn't intentionally because they was waiting for Jalen Brunson. Yeah, I heard about that whole scandal allegedly. But I said that
Mm-hmm.
to say, I said that to say that it was an interesting one because with Randall they did that going into the free agency, and then they got that draft pick RJ Barrett, and that was part of their rebuild. It was supposed to be RJ Barrett and a free agent, and you know what I mean. They were building with that, and they didn't have a lot of immediate success. And when they did get success, it was because Randall was hurt in the playoffs. I mean, second round. Well, they got to the second round twice, but this year they looked like they went all in to be a championship contending team. So to the point, Randall got there. What 20? What year did Randall take them to the playoffs? That was 2020 or
Something
2021.
like that. Something
21.
around
Right?
that time. Yeah.
2021.
2021. So yeah, they was 2021, and you could say they weren't a playoff team then, but I mean a championship contending team then. But I would say are now, and I would say they started from the R.J. Barrett draft. So from 2020 to because I think R.J. Barrett was drafted in 2020. 2020, I believe so.
What draft was Zion? Zion
He got
was
2020.
drafted with John Morant.
Yeah, that was
2019.
2019.
20.
Yeah,
All right.
2019, somewhere around there.
So from 2019 up until 2025, 24, 2025, they are now finally, you could say from last year, they competing for a championship. That's about a 4 or 5 year turnaround. So
Yeah.
just sticking to the facts of it, rebuilds last about 4 or 5 seasons. Um, but yeah, I don't like what they did by acquiring a cat and getting the Mikal Bridges because the Tibbs puts a lot of onus on the starters, and they're playing big minutes right now. I don't know if it's sustainable. I see that the bench does play well here and there, but I don't know if it's enough for a playoff run. I'm not confident that they'll win, but they to the point they took 5 6 seasons to become a quote unquote championship contending team. So that's what I'm seeing from all of the teams that we've been discussing. From the number one seed in the league right now to the Knicks. So that's my take on the Knicks. Y'all can say what y'all want about the Knicks, though. And then we'll go to the Nuggets after that.
I would say they probably have the worst model out of all these other ones you guys talk about, just because I feel like the coach, he's a 90s style coach and not a 21st century style coach. And, bringing his stuff. Yeah, it's true, because you got these guys playing 40 minutes on back to backs. That last game, Towns was gas. That dude was like, and I'm like, guys, it's January. Playoffs aren't until April? This is not going to be, this is not going to last. And their bench there, Breezy, you're trying to be nice. It's horrible. They probably have the worst bench depth out of all these contending teams right now. I mean, Cameron Payne, Landry Shamet, Preston Chua. I mean, that's not going to do nothing. That's not even going to snuff out a team like
So
Miami
what
if
you
they
want
even
them to
get.
do if the bench is bad? Of course, then that means they got to play a lot of minutes.
Wait, what is he?
Yeah,
The top
I
got to play
guess
a lot of
so.
minutes if the bench is bad.
Yeah, well,
So I mean,
that's what they chose, but that's what's going to bite them in the butt. So thank gosh we got their draft capital. Because in 2 years, if they don't win a title, their window's over at that point. You have 2 years right now to do it, but you don't. These injuries are going to catch up the more you play all those minutes. And Bridges, this guy cares so much about an Iron Man streak instead of longevity. I mean, dude, we get it. You want to be available for every game, but dude, you catch yourself out for no reason. This guy's numbers are so overrated because he wants to play every damn game. And he doesn't mind it, but geez, dude, you're
I
not a
just
third,
think
fourth option on that team.
I just think that they went all in, and that's just it. They just went all in. Can't get mad at them for that. I mean, they was doing bad. They still haven't improved the team to me.
I agree.
No, I don't think they improved their odds to win a title. I think they
well,
just
I
they
think
they,
they
they
hit a.
improved
I
their
think what
odds
the,
to
we're
get to the
really not
second
talking
round
about.
again. That's what they
I think what
improved.
we really not talking about is the fact that they kind of had got lucky with Brunson
Taking
developing
a
into
pay
what
cut.
he is. Yeah, taking a pay cut and him developing into what he is now. Like,
Wow,
if you
what
was
a
telling me
dude!
on Dallas that once Brunson got traded, he was gonna
I
be an
think
all star and all that, like, I mean, kudos to Brunson, but like everybody thought Randall was gonna be the guy after that
bro,
series,
we
even though he
talking about the
played bad.
tangerines, bro.
But I mean, we on them now. We reached them on the list.
Man,
So
fuck
what you
them,
gotta
bro.
say, man?
Next team, bro.
Has he played as well as he did
Yeah,
last
the
season when he had that
Tangerine.
MVP season? I don't see it this season with Brunson. I think that was very overhyped. That one really great season, but this season I feel like Towns, as bad as he's been on defense, he really has been the main guy carrying that team offensively behind Brunson. I feel like Brunson took some
Well,
steps
well,
back.
Well, him
well.
and
You got to
Brunson just
remember.
got named All
You
Star
got to. Well, you
starters.
got to
So
remember. Yeah. Well,
How did he
Brunson
get
is
over
taking.
LaMelo? Wasn't LaMelo Ball leading in the voting? How did he get asked out? That's weird.
I
He
don't
got
know,
axed
but
out because he got injured, bro. Like for a couple of weeks. We all know he
Oh,
made out of paper mache, bro. So the 26 and
that's
7
wild.
that you getting from Brunson, don't like. It's one of those. All right, yo, I gotta be there. Gotta be there to do it, bro. Like whole starting lineup is averaging 39 or 40 plus minutes a game because they got the Undertaker as they and the Grim Reaper as they goddamn head coach. Another 5 years from now, bro, like all five of these players that you seeing right now, my nigga, them niggas gonna be in a casket. shit, walking on one leg, bro, like in the NBA, bro. I'm telling you, bro, like because that's exactly what Tom Thibodeau do to players, bro. That's what he did to them Chicago niggas, and that's exactly what he gonna do to these players on this
That's
damn
a
Carson
sacrifice
front
I'm
line.
willing to make for millions in a chip. I'm willing to make that sacrifice. But
Nah, I'm
respectfully,
not. I'm not because
res-
Tom Thibodeau is a defensive coordinator. He don't know what the hell he doing.
no, but respectfully for this panel and for the show, we're gonna get off the Knicks real quick.
Yes, yeah,
Just,
let's
just,
do that.
Yes.
Yeah, we done with the Knicks. We done.
I'm glad
real
I
quick,
came in late. Yep, we done.
real quick, just to wrap up on the Knicks.
Tangerines, right?
We could say everything we say.
Tangerines,
We could
yes.
say everything we saying about the Knicks. I felt like the first years when you make a trade like this, you have to test out the product, and then it's really the next year. So the next year, you have to really look at them and put the focus on them. Like, all right, you got to get it done that year. So next year, they really got to get it done. But we off
Let's
them.
get to the nuggets and fries, man. Come on.
We had Nuggets right now. So
I went
when
last. We could
so
go with
who want
you.
to take the? All right, I'll take the Nuggets. So
Yeah, yeah.
You
so the
take the nuggets.
Nuggets.
Oh, not
The,
John. John just got here. You want to go to John? John ain't saying nothing yet.
Yeah, I could do that.
All right, so yeah,
Yeah,
John, look at the
Nuggets.
Nuggets. So pay attention for the Nuggets. I mean, just start from the Nuggets from when they acquired Jokic all the way till now. I could
Right.
go
Well,
further
when they got
back, but just start from Jokic.
If to
No,
stay
that's
there,
good. That's
just
good.
one
Stay
thing,
there.
just one thing to add to
That's
stay
quite a
there.
bit of
The
history too,
same
man.
year, the same
Yep.
year they
yeah.
got Jokic was the same year they got Mike Malone, so they started together. But go ahead.
Right. And think about this too. He was a second round pick. How rare is it for a guy chosen second to become potentially a superstar, Superman, one of the best of all time right now in this league? Like they really hit the lottery without even knowing they hit the lottery. And then you added pieces like Jamal Murray and then Michael Porter Jr. And the crazy thing is if those two guys wouldn't have got injured, I don't know if you guys remember when they took on Utah in that game where it was Mitchell versus Porter Jr. My gosh, was that a showdown that like I've never seen before in a playoff series? Those two guys were just trading bomb after bomb.
You
It's
mean Murray? You mean
unfortunate.
Murray? You mean Murray?
Yeah, Murray. Like that was on Murray. Like Murray and Mitchell, that
Yeah,
was phenomenal
yeah.
basketball.
John's spitting right
And
now. You
and
spitting? Keep on going.
yeah, and if Jamal Murray didn't get hurt, man, you wonder could the Nuggets have won a lot earlier than they did? But crazy enough, through the Porter injury to the Murray injury, Nikola was still constant playing elite basketball. And then you bring those two guys back semi healthy, and then you have great depth pieces like Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, DeAndre Jordan. I don't want to call him a great piece, but great veteran piece. Like they had the perfect veteran pieces to really push along like they did for that title. And then the playoffs, they were just those three were dominant. And then to go from how they did in that long prayer for to win a championship, they had all the right pieces. You could say, oh, could a team of two maybe have out of them? Maybe. But the great thing the Nuggets had was they had a core three. They had great depth, great veterans, and they had enough to win a title. I think for some teams, if you could have a great three, I don't know the new CB era, it's a lot harder, but if you could find one great superstar and have two really good supporting star pieces and great depth, you can pull off something like the Nuggets did. I think the Nuggets' problem right now is that they invested so much money now in Nikola, Murray, Porter, and Gordon, and you have a whole bunch of young guys in Westbrook. I think that's going to come to a head in a year or two. But the way they went about winning that title, definitely phenomenal. And the fact that they have a superstar that was taken in the second round, I don't know if you're ever going to see something like that again. But kudos to the Nuggets because they really hit magic and lightning in a bottle when they least expected it, and they put all the pieces together at a perfect time to win that title about a year ago. So good for them.
Hey,
Yeah.
real quick, John, and that was spot on, bro. That was great.
Thanks,
Real
East.
quick, just to focus on one of your points, and I feel like it's the main point that connects everything together, and I think we already know it. These motherfuckers hit on the goldest of minds ever.
Yep.
They used a second round pick and got arguably a top 5 big man of all time. All time. That right there facilitates you and helps you out so much now.
Facts.
Because they already
Right.
had Jamal Murray. He wasn't doing all that great. But when Jokic got there and started developing,
Yeah, and
man,
the interesting thing too. He played professional ball. It's not like he came out of college like 19 years old. He came to the NBA. I think he was like 23, 24. So he was a grown man when he got here. A lot of people don't know that. He was playing overseas ball.
And remember, at the time, they both had Jokic and Nurkic on the team. They traded Nurkic off that team in a heartbeat. Like, yeah, we gotta get rid of you, big dog. We gotta keep this motherfucker. And I'm not gonna lie, I was in the minority. I was like, yo, nah, keep Nurkic, get rid of Jokic, and I would have been the biggest dumbass in this century.
you would have gave away your house and everything, huh?
Yeah, I would have got fired on the spot. But respectfully, let me say this: Nurkic was playing really well at the time with
Yeah.
Jokic, so maybe it was with Jokic that upped him a little bit. So I'm like, oh shit, this motherfucker going crazy. But yeah, that was bad. But getting Jokic connects so much. Now you know which pieces to get. Now you know who to get onto your team. Now you could just build off that. Now a small market team, they could take time to build their chemistry up. Could they know they got that guy? And we feel like this piece that we get with him, is gonna help. They only made small, minute changes, bro. Remember the year that they got kicked out the playoffs against Portland in Game 7 because CJ decided to go off and Dame took a back seat. The year right after, they decided to get what I think KCP and Bruce Brown.
Yeah.
That's all
Don't
they
forget
needed.
Aaron Gordon. Don't forget Aaron Gordon. Easy.
Aaron
That was a
Gordon,
huge piece, man.
No, but
That
Aaron
was a
Gordon
piece
was
right there.
they got Aaron Gordon, but that year when they lost against Portland, they had Aaron Gordon. All they did
Right.
was get like what Bruce Brown and KCP. That's all they did.
Mm.
That's all they did. They got two role players. Chip. Now you could like how John said, you could say whatever you want to say about the run, but the run was made. It was made.
Right. And I would say this too, Easy. The biggest common denominator right now is that a lot of these teams have an actual center. You know, as much as the Nets want to get stuck on the small ball philosophy, you need an actual big, and that's a very important piece to winning a title. That could be a cheat code piece or potential that puts you over the top. You know, as much as Clarkson and Daywin have tried to bring their best efforts, I don't see both of them as our center 3 to 4 years from now when we're contending. I think we need to reset at center and get an actual big that can do so many things because these other teams have that and we don't. There's an evolution going on where the big is coming back into focus, and Brooklyn needs to get on that program, or else we're never going to be part of these models. Mobile philosophy is not going to work for us anymore. I hope this draft we start taking those steps
they need a
and
big.
move away from that.
Well,
Yes.
it can start from here, John. It can start from here, but we're looking. All we're doing right here, we're looking at the teams and their history, so we can just have a when we start comparing ourselves to other teams, we have to look at how they came into fruition. So let's look at their history and then let's compare it to ours and let's see if we could make a difference or something that could help our team. Because every team we have gone through so far, we can honestly say they did something unique. Every team has not did it the same way. Something unique has happened to them.
Man, they got Jokic on a second round pick.
But hold on, what is consistent is the close. It takes a good 4 or 5 seasons before you're competing for a championship. 5, maybe 6 seasons. That's the
I
most
said that
consistent
about
thing.
an hour ago. I
But
said minimum 5.
we all said that, but we going through it. We combing through it. Actually, that's what we doing. But
So
yeah,
where we at
anybody
right
else?
now?
We still with the Denver Nuggets unless somebody else want to say something.
Yeah, anybody else? Yeah. Word.
Yeah, I'm just
Ain't nothing
saying
really
that
to
it's
say. I think
amazing
you
that
said
they
everything.
used the second round pick.
All right, we gonna go to LM for the Bucks. LM, the Bucks. You see what they did with Giannis and Middleton, keeping them together for so long before they actually won a championship. But talk to us, LM. How you feel about the Bucks and them being a contender team and they rebuild? How you feel about it?
Oh, man, that's quite a bit of history, though.
We got time.
Yeah. I mean, they
I think
rebuild.
respectfully, you gotta have to start from Giannis. You have to start from Giannis.
Yeah, I
I mean,
mean,
if you want to, you could really start from Jabari Parker, but it's better to start from Giannis.
yeah. Um, I mean, around I believe 2014-ish, I think they was like, if I remember correctly, they were around 41, 41 around that time. They were around 500, but that's when I think that year that was when the Hawks was the first seed in
Yeah.
the East. Um, Landed at around. I think they got Jabari around that year, and then I think 2013 is when they landed Giannis at I think 15. Um, Raw prospect, didn't know who the heck he was. Nobody knew who he was. But at that time, they felt that there was something there at least. Like he can grow and develop to be something. His measurements was off the charts. I think he was what's just 6'9" at that time. Um, but and that draft was like, if you look at that 2013 draft, that draft was horrible. Probably one of the worst drafts in recent years in the past decade.
You said
But
2013.
yeah, I don't think except for Giannis, I don't know if anybody good came out of there. I'll have to recheck. But um,
We're gonna do it. We're gonna recheck.
yeah, yeah.
I got you right now.
So Giannis gets there. I mean, around that time is really wasn't. They was really just building up wins like season by season. Like it wasn't when Giannis got there, they was just automatically winning. I think 2015 they was around like the 12th seed. Then 2016, if I remember correctly, they was like the sixth seed around that time, and then around like 2017 is when they started heating up, um, getting around the seventh seed and stuff. So they wasn't really dominating on top of the Eastern Conference like that until possibly like 2018, 2019. So you talk about with Giannis being there 2013, and realistically I kind of think they kind of hit their stride with him around the 2015 or 16 season,
Yeah.
but it ain't really take it wasn't immediate. Like it took a lot of years for Jan. He had to build up his body. Uh, he had to work on a lot of stuff. He was a really raw prospect, but um, they had to, or as soon as they recognized what they had with Giannis, that's when they started building around him. The case in point, they
And it
acquired
took them about
Middleton.
what 8? It took them about 8 9 years to win a championship.
Yeah, yeah, around that much time. Um, acquired Middleton, got those guys. It they kind of like, and I say this all the time, like it's always a team that like rather east or west that just blows up out of nowhere, and then from that point on, they're just good for consecutive years. Like the same thing happened to Philly, like when they got Ben Simmons, like they were really losing games, and then all of a sudden they got Ben Simmons, and then all of a sudden they just became like a 50 plus win team, and they've been on top of the East since, except this year. But yeah, Milwaukee's rebuild, I can't say it's
Your
luck.
point,
I mean,
but
maybe it's a
but
part of it
yeah,
is luck, but I mean, no one knew what Giannis was going to turn into at that time. Like he
he
was
was a
just a
he
raw prospect. You
15.
know
He
what
was
I'm
number
saying?
15 lottery
Yeah,
pick,
he
and
was.
you
Yeah,
were
like
right.
he wasn't a
He's
top.
clearly the best player in that draft. You were right about that.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Clearly.
So
It
like
will
they
forever
didn't
be
know
known
what.
as the Giannis draft.
Right, exactly. I remember that draft too. I was disgusted with that draft. It was
Respect
annoying that.
CJ McCollum. Respect CJ.
Yeah,
Respect CJ.
CJ was
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
EJ,
CJ
But
McCollum.
if you're talking
the
about the best
Emperor,
player out
man,
of
get out
there,
of here.
it's definitely honest.
So
But yeah,
damn
he was just a raw
shows then.
prospect. Like to me, he's kind of like I can't say Jokic realm, but he's one of those guys they didn't really know what they had. Like he just went there, he put in the work, put in the effort. He was still a lottery pick. So,
But
with
he
lottery
was
picks, regardless if,
he
you
was
don't know
he
what you
was
have or
outside
not.
the
The
lottery
the
pick
the
though.
original the original
No, he
keys
was
to
the
that
last he was
roster was
last. He
supposed
was
to
like
go to
15.
Jabari Parker. Jabari Parker got injured.
Right.
They were making the playoffs during that time, but they wasn't setting the world on fire. LeBron was still in the East. LeBron leaves for the
Yeah.
Lakers, bro. And then they go shoot right to the number one seed, only to get walked down to Kawhi and the Raptors. I
And they
mean,
moved to
then
Giannis
that
after
starts
when
off.
they
Then
saw
then
that
that starts
Jabari was
off the
getting injured.
Giannis.
Yeah,
That starts off
they
the
started moving
Giannis
to
that we
Giannis.
grow to know today.
Yeah, once they
Right.
saw Jabari couldn't stay consistently healthy, like they was like, all right, we on the Giannis. Like it was wraps from there.
They go to show you that you can be the 15th pick and be a superstar.
Right.
Literally,
So
I
be a
don't think they
star.
necessarily. I think it took. I think they with Giannis. It was basically something that was basically a cigarette lighter, bro, and they let it turn into a ball of fire by itself. I don't. They just left that shit alone,
Facts.
and then when it turned into that, they was like, all right, let's put some more pieces around it and let's figure out how to make it work.
right, but
And
they
I
they had to figure out what he was first before they did that because they wasn't. They still had Jabari,
I
and they
mean,
thought
yeah,
Jabari was
they
going to be the
that's
guy.
true because anytime you add 50 pounds of muscle and then turn into one of the great one of the greatest downhill players in the history of the league, bro. Like, yeah, then they got to figure it out because when you
Right.
came in the league, I think his player comp was Nicholas Batum when he came in the league, if I'm
Right.
not mistaken,
Son,
bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
son to that.
Something
Sure.
like
No.
that.
Something
So
like that.
I mean, what he turned into, like all after them
I think he's
years, bro,
another
was.
anomaly too.
You think so? I think I
I
you know
think
I think it
I'll put him
happens
up there.
often.
He
I
absolutely
really
is an
do.
anomaly. Yeah,
I
he
think
has
it
him.
happens more often than you think. Not him per se, but players that play above you get picked in the 15, 20 round and 20 in the
You gotta
first
give me some
round and
names, bro.
they become
But
better than
the
what you
reason
got.
why, but the
Oh,
reason why I say
Because
that is because even
Giannis and Joker put themselves in the echelon of all time great range. By the end of their careers, bro, they at minimum gonna be top 25, top 30 players of
and
all
I'm talking,
time.
and the difference is like
are
even
you
with
calling
Shea,
it
right? Like
all of
if you
NBA? Really? 30? I mean, it's hard to with one ring. It's hard. it's hard.
I mean, bro,
It's
I
hard
think
it's
to
you'll
it's
have
play,
to.
it's
I think
players,
Giannis
it's
has to
Why
be
is
players
it
with
hard
no
for
it's
one
Bill
ring?
players with
Russell
no rings that's in
and
that
Bill
top
Russell
30.
pulls out both hands and show you hardware. You
But
know what
that's
I'm
a
Yeah.
saying?
Bill
but
Russell's
It's
Scott,
in the
but
really
top
Scott,
10.
hard for you to say you in my
But
league.
this is why I
I
said
understand the game
respectfully.
change, but
no,
I'm
This
just
is
but
saying
why I said
it is what it
respectfully
is.
top 30 though, Scott.
yeah,
Like
yeah, that's
I
it's top 30. What you
top
saying right
30
there
is
is
I
really like
think
a
that's
top 10.
respectful. That's
Top 30, they
respectable for
making
them.
top 30. They
You
making
think so?
That's
top 30.
respectable
I
for
mean,
them.
Scott
I
brings
know
up a great point, though. It's
I don't
hard
know
to
about top
dominate
30,
than it
but
used to be back
he gonna be
then.
up there with
That's a good
I
Milwaukee
point.
don't
in
know,
Milwaukee
man.
history.
I can
You don't think
name 30
But
players
it's a lot of players with one
ho,
championships.
ho,
It's a lot of players with
that was
one ring
real
that don't have the
influential in
resume
the
that they
league,
have,
man.
bro. Like these
hold
I
are
on.
mean,
multiple time
He's gonna be a top
MVPs.
Milwaukee
he's
Buck player in history, though.
oh yeah, yeah,
That is
yeah,
a
yeah.
fact.
That's
Oh,
He's
without.
that's a
gonna be a
fact.
he's
I
retiring as
wouldn't
He's
put
one of
him
the best
arguably
over
Milwaukee
number
Lou
Bucks
one
players
right
in
now.
Alcindor.
history.
He's arguably
I
number
wouldn't
one.
put him over Lou
Right.
Alcindor. No, I would not.
It's arguable.
No,
It's
I
still
Oscar
arguable.
Robinson?
would Lou
He
Alcindor.
passed out.
Oscar
I
You
didn't
know,
think he
stay
passed
long.
out.
Kareem,
Oscar
Oscar wasn't there
Robinson?
that
I
long.
think he
Oscar
passed
wasn't
out
there that
Oscar.
Kareem.
long.
I mean, that's
Oh
hard
yeah.
to put him
I think
over
if Giannis
Oscar,
finished his
man.
career in Milwaukee, bro, like it's hard to really go against that.
I mean, I
Oh,
understand
he's not
that.
finished his career in Milwaukee. He's going to leave
I think even
eventually.
if he leaves,
Yeah,
I think
no,
even if he leaves, he's still gonna be the best Milwaukee Buck player.
I'm not disrespecting him
I mean,
at all.
his
At
resume
all.
reads Finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time MVP in the last 12
No, no,
years of
that's
that
great.
franchise.
That's great. That's greatness.
No,
I
no,
know.
no, 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 no.
I'm
Don't
not
stop
saying that.
right there. Don't shortcut him. Don't stop right there. Keep on going. And then
All
keep on
NBA
talking about
selections, all
keep,
defensive teams. I mean,
and then talk
Yeah,
about the
I mean,
work he did on the court because
Poland is
some of the
winning
work
right
he
now. What the
some of the
fuck?
work because
Just
that's what
enjoy
go
it,
yeah, we need
LM.
Portland to win. We need that. We need that. We promoting that.
What
We
the
that,
fuck
promoting
is
that.
going on with Orlando?
that's what
Orlando
go
is top dog.
undersold.
What you mean?
I
Injuries.
mean,
But,
Injuries, LM.
Mm.
let me bring up
hold
Big O. Let me bring up Big O.
on. But that's what go undercut though.
I
People
mean,
don't talk about the work on the court. The man is hitting what
Big
33 and
O and
15.
Kareem
What
spent
efficiency?
let
Nah,
me
bro. Come on.
Big O and Kareem spend a combined 6 years on Milwaukee, bro. Like that's not. Come on,
yeah, I
Giannis is
understand what you're saying, but
It's I don't know. It's I think he'll finish as a top 30 player though. I think he'll be up there.
yeah,
he can
yeah.
finish the top 30
My thing
minimum,
is
bro.
he will be in the top 1 or 2 in Milwaukee,
Is he a
but the
top
top
five power forward
30
ever?
in
Is
the
he a top five
league,
power forward right now?
There have been a lot of good power forwards. If you want to include Tim Duncan in power
Tim
forward, then
Duncan.
yeah,
I
you
don't think
already
he
know.
surpasses
Okay,
Duncan for
I'll give
me.
you my list right quick.
Yeah, come
Duncan.
on.
Duncan, we all
It's
agree, right?
hard, man.
Facts.
Garnett,
Duncan
we
is
all agree.
numero uno for me.
Garnett, we all agree,
See,
right?
I mean, that's what you know.
Garnett.
Barkley, Malone.
Wait.
What do you mean?
KG2.
Wait,
Hold on. Let
You
me
said
think about it.
KG.
Let me
I
think
said
about it.
Garnett.
Let me think about it. Let me think about
What
it.
you thinking about?
We got Karl Malone. We got Giannis. We got Charles Barkley. You know what? I'll get all right. KG2.
KG2. Okay, who had 3?
You see,
Oh,
that's where
Barkley.
it gets that's where it gets tough for me because right now for me it's a three-way tie now because it's a three-way tie.
3-way tie, bro. Okay, so where Dirk go at?
I ain't gonna lie. Dirk got one
Ever,
ring too. So
I'm not gonna
Dirk
lie to
got
you.
one
neither
ring too.
No,
Is
no.
Dirk
Dirk
got
not
one
a
ring
top
too.
50 player?
So
No. I'm not gonna lie to you. And you see, this is why I can't keep on taking accolades. That's a team award right there. If anything, if we're gonna do team awards, when he performed on his team was by far better than a lot of other niggas we
is
considering right now with their
wait
rings.
It's
where
hard,
we
You know what? And I
so
agree.
where we
Giannis and
putting
Joker, bro.
where we
What
putting
Giannis and
Rodman
Joker
in?
have done the last 5 years,
Who,
bro.
Rodman?
The trajectory of what they were on, bro, it pales into comparison to these other dudes.
I
So
mean,
Pales into
where's Rodman
comparison.
on that list then?
Rodman,
I can't
Rodman
put him as
probably
a
top 10.
yeah, I put him as top 10, but
man, the
I
game
can't
is
like
different.
You put Giannis above Rodman
hell yeah,
in that top
Yeah,
10?
hell yeah,
absolutely.
The game
hell
is
yeah,
different. The game is
hell yeah.
different,
I
and
mean, Rodman was a specialist.
it's just hard, man, to make those. Just say he's going to be one of the greats. That's all. I mean, why we
Yeah, he
got to
gonna be
give him a
one of the.
number, man? Why
I
All
we
right,
got
mean
all
to
right,
put
like
him?
all right. You know
Why
what?
we
I'm
got
I'm
to
about
I'm
to
all
put him
right with
as
that.
a? I mean, that's
You
kind of like
absolutely right, Scott, bro. Like I'm not
you know,
giving
just
numbers
say
no
he's
more. He
one of
gonna
the
be an
greats.
all-time great.
I can't argue with you that if you say he's the top 30, I can't really say no
all
because
right,
I
but
like him. I know
but
he's
Scott,
good. I know he's great.
let's do this right. Let's do this. Let's not put them specifically in numbers. Let's
Right.
put them in tier. Let's put them in tiers, right?
I
So
would put him in that leader tier. Yes, I would put
but
Giannis
but but
in
but
that elite
but
elite
Scott,
type of, and he
but
I
still
don't
got
even
more
like the
shit.
tiers, bro.
wait.
You
Hold on,
said you
hold on,
don't
hold
like
on.
numbers. I don't really like the tiers neither, bro. Because like I'll be honest with you, bro. Like it's gonna be some fabrication about these tiers, bro. Like it is what it is, bro. Like I mean,
But we
I'm cool
all
with
right
all
here
time
right now.
great.
Yeah,
I'm
We
I'm
cool
here
with
cool
right
all
with
now.
that
We
time
could
great.
talk
too.
about it though.
No,
We
no,
could
no, no,
all
no.
agree
But
that
I don't
Tim
think that was
Duncan
the
and
talking point. We
KG.
got to move on to the next team, bro. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
don't want to keep.
Yeah, that's what I said
yeah,
next to one.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not trying to say that Giannis is not great. I'm
No,
not.
no, no. That's a
Well,
fact.
I
But
don't
if
want
we could
nobody
argue,
to feel that I'm arguing that he don't belong in there.
He an
He
all
do,
time great.
but I'm
but if
just
we
One,
could argue
saying.
top five, he's arguably top five. So let's leave it right there. They
Yeah,
drafted.
thank
Bucks
Can we
luck.
skip some of these teams though? Because I don't think most of these teams like
yeah, can we skip
No,
the
yeah,
Lakers,
I
bro?
don't
I
think the
don't
yeah,
want to
Lakers
talk
we
about
gotta
that.
do
Yeah,
for
yeah.
can we skip the Clippers? I think we really should skip the
yeah, I
Clippers.
don't think that
Yeah,
like
we
the
can skip the
Clippers
Clippers. We can
Clippers,
rebuild
skip.
yeah,
like
but I feel like the Clippers is doing the same shit we
Nah,
did.
nah.
what's the
Hold on,
last Clippers
Oh,
rebuild they did,
hold
bro?
on, y'all. Hold on,
hold on.
y'all.
they play hard. They play good. They play
PT is
decent
next.
ball.
PT is next. PT, we just talking about how long does it take to build a championship team, and we looking at different franchises that's quote unquote competing for a championship this season, and you know what I'm saying, discussing whether or not well how long it took for them to get there, and what should we expect as Nets fans. But you don't necessarily have to go to the Lakers or the Clippers. You could go to a different team. You could go to the Wolves. You could go to the Mavericks. But pick one of them though. You know what I mean?
I
So
think
for
the
the
Wolves is
sake
a
of
good team to
conversation.
start with.
Yeah.
So PT. So
PT,
with the
you there?
Wolves, PT there.
You probably on mute, PT.
Detroit is a good team to talk
All
about.
right.
Yeah,
No,
Detroit is actually we
Yeah.
could start at
I
Detroit
think
too.
I
they a good
I
mean,
wouldn't
team.
mind.
I
I
like
wouldn't
them.
mind talking about Indiana. I mean, like Detroit is a good team to talk about, but I think Indiana is an
Hold on.
interesting case.
Hold on. I want to talk about Minnesota until PT get on here. I think Minnesota is
Oh,
interesting
Minnesota's a
because
good one. That's
Yeah,
a good
take
one to
Yeah,
touch
Minnesota,
on.
Breeze. Go ahead.
Min-
you want
Minnesota
Minnesota, Bruce?
Yeah,
All right, bet.
Minnesota. They for the most part. I liked what they did with Ed Edwards, and one for one, I liked them holding Cat as long as they did. Because say what you want, but at least Cat and him being the number one draft pick, they held on to that number one draft pick until they went to the conference finals. So that's dope. You know what I'm saying? I like that they did that. I like them getting another draft pick in Ant Man. That's kind of like I won't say a 2 year back to back rebuild, but they had two high draft picks before they got to the finals. So again, I give a lot of merit to the fans saying, "Yo, we need two high draft picks to get to where we going."
They actually
But
had three. They had Wiggins as well.
They have Wiggins and
yeah,
Zach Levine,
yeah,
Cat. That was supposed to be they trio
yeah, but
around that
that's true.
time.
Yeah, no, no, you're absolutely right. And to give credit, I don't think they had the right coach for those players because when you look back and see the talent that they had, you would imagine that they should have made it work. And if they didn't make it work, you can't blame it on the talent because you know how we look at the Nets roster sometimes and say, "Oh, we don't got the talent. We don't got the talent." When you look at the Wolves and the roster that they had the talent. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't put it together. And to your point about Wiggins, he had came out and said, "Yo, when I left in the Wolves, I was able to do more with my game opposed to just scoring." And I think that was a knock on the Wolves franchise is not necessarily having a good player development, um, or be known for player development. Now they might have changed that now, but when Wiggins was there, that was what he was saying after, what I'm saying, he wanted you know, with the with the Golden State Warriors, and he was basically because he was the number one pick too, right?
Who?
Andrew Wiggins.
Wiggins? Yeah. Yeah. Wiggins was
So,
number one.
so that they had Cat and Wiggins. They had number one picks. They've been getting high draft picks. They've been trying to make the Wolves a market to play basketball for a minute now. When you really look at how many top lottery picks they had since Garnett, Marbury. I could go on and on. But yeah, I do think that they did a lot by getting Rudy Gobert, and it was a win, a big miss or a big win, and Luca cooked him on that 3 point line. You want your decoy to,
Wow.
you know what I mean, being able to stop him, and he absolutely got cooked. So ultimately, I just think as a franchise, they doing a lot of the right things. I think they should move off of Conley. I think they need some extra help with Edwards in the back court. But other than that, I would say they as a franchise they doing good. You know what I'm saying?
I
They
I don't
did
know
good as
about
a
now
franchise.
though.
I disagree. Wait, Breezy. I disagree. Listen, I think that run they had last year was excellent. To be that run that Anthony Edwards had last year was phenomenal, man. I mean, when he destroyed Kevin Durant, that's his childhood hero, man. And the trash talking he was doing, it felt like Edwards really came out of his own and said, "I'm the superstar of the future. I'm taking the crown, everything." And he showed it in that 4 games against the Suns. And then to go up against Nikola Joker. Didn't have his best game. Towns played a crucial role towards the end, but all those points that Edwards was scoring, you felt impact. You feel like, damn, this is what it feels like to be behind a young superstar. But after going down to OKC, you thought, hey, if they run this back, they can go up against anybody. But to see the owner kind of just break it up like he did, going after Julius Randle, I thought that was a huge misfire. And Rudy Gobert, man, re-signing him to more money, that's going to hurt them in a year or two if this guy's still on the team. He's now in his 30s, and he has to arguably be probably one of the worst centers in playoff basketball, man. I mean, every game you watched last year, he got worse and worse and worse till Luka Doncic fried him. You talk about cooking, he fried him. Like that guy was doing ballerina moves, shooting threes off Rudy, man, who wasn't doing anything on defense really. So I think the
Now,
Timberwolves are at a more crucial point this year because I'm hearing they want to get off of Randall because he has one more year coming up and he might opt into his deal. They might not want that. They apparently want to look for somebody else to play with Edwards and Gobert. But Gobert, man, that's an anchor. I just think they had their big moment with Towns. I think they should have ran it back instead of the owner getting scared about the luxury bill because you had a really solid three, and now you just really have a pissed off young star who feels like he can't play his style of basketball and has to become a 3-point shooter. And it just feels like he's very unhappy right now. I think if they trade Randall and you don't get a decent upgrade and you have another bad season next year, there are going to be a lot of rumblings about Edwards' future on the team, man. I just feel like they had something really great, like you're talking about, Breezy, but the owner, he just got into his own head, and I think he screwed his own organization when you really didn't have to. I think that's
I
where
think
we're going right now.
I think the Timberwolves are just finding themselves, because I think they better than that what their record is. I really believe that.
You
I
sure,
don't.
Scott?
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
think so.
I
I
think
mean,
they
Scott, don't you
absolutely.
think Rudy is an
They
anchor though
absolutely dropped
eventually
the
for them?
Yeah,
ball.
I mean, I'm just saying as a team, I think they just a better team than 23 and 21.
I think they dropped the ball. Scott. I'll be honest with
Yeah,
you. Julius Randle, I think they is playing well, but he doesn't fit to a lot of the stuff that they did well last year.
Yeah, I
If you look
understand.
at,
It's. I think it's shocking to them that you got two players, you give up one of your anchors, and you get two players, and so for the team to gel, it's going to take a minute. But I think
I
I'm
don't.
just
The thing
saying
is,
we're going
it
to
is
see
going to take
though.
a minute, but they
We're
Scott,
don't
going to
have that
see.
much time.
Scott, do you
Julius
think
No,
that
Randle,
Edwards feels betrayed by the
They,
organization?
Scott, they don't have that
I
much
don't
time.
know.
Julius
I don't
Randle is trying to
know.
get paid
Well,
now. He's trying to
well,
get paid now. He's trying to get a max extension now. He's a 3-time All NBA player. He's
Well,
trying to get max
he
money
need to
now.
do what his boy did, take a pay cut.
Scott, do you think that
He
Edwards
You
feels
think he's gonna take a
betrayed
pay
by the
cut in Minnesota?
organization?
This will be a second pay cut. He's not taking a second pay cut.
Oh, he took a
No,
pay cut with the
Scott, do
Knicks,
you
right?
think that
He took a
Edwards
pay
feels
cut with the
betrayed
Knicks,
by the
yeah.
organization because they traded Towns without? Wait, Scott, do you think that Edwards feels betrayed by the organization because they did this Towns move without his knowledge, and he's their superstar? So they traded away a guy he considered a brother and a guy he thought he was going to win a title with. Do you think Edwards resents the organization somewhat for doing a move where he really didn't know about it, and that was a huge move that
I
might
think
have been the
I think
reason
it
why Edwards is
caused
so pissed at them?
I think it caused rift with the team, the
Mm-hmm.
chemistry of the team. You know what I'm saying? So that's why if it I mean the Timberwolves is one of those teams that if they decide to go all in, they're gonna be a tough team. They would be a tough team to beat. Their record is gonna be I'm at the end of the season, I want y'all to come back to me and say, you right or I'm wrong. Just let me know. Just lay it on me. Because I honestly think they're gonna move up in the rankings in the West.
I don't think they're gonna do shit. They're gonna stay right where they at. Be honest with you, bro. Like I think they
All right.
absolutely screwed up.
We'll see.
I think I think they got a big break last year in the second round when everybody kind of had them beating Denver in a 7-game series, and they proved that they could. Denver, we didn't. Nobody in here had Denver blowing a 20-point lead in Game 7 at home, but
Yeah.
it absolutely
Yeah.
happened. But their chances at basically making a broken clock right at least 2 times a day, bro. I think that came and went.
Yeah, all right.
Towns was basically the somewhat of the glue or somewhat of the X factor for that team.
The glue of
And
the team,
now
that X factor.
I
He
think he
was
was.
Edward Shield. He was Edward Shield, I would
He was
say.
like if Towns played well, they were good enough to do a lot more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Towns, there's a lot of times that if you look at the way Towns is playing right now, like he's playing better, bro. Like don't get me wrong, but right now he's basically a hamster, bro, on a wheel right now, and with the tangerines because the damn coach that he got is a complete idiot. That like the thing is out there. You had Nas Reed backing you up. All you had to do was shoot well. All you had to do was
Right.
rebound well, and then hit find Rudy Gobert in the dunk box. That's all you had to do. Now you the main anchor, bro, on the Tangerines, and it's up to you whether they evolve or keep going forward. And your best backup on your bench is Cameron Payne. That shit ain't gonna get it.
No, I ain't
Nope.
gonna get it.
That ain't
That's
gonna
not
get
gonna
it.
get
So
it.
so the reality is, bruh, is that in the long term, I don't know how Minnesota replaces that. Nas Reed is pretty good. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like they gave up too many pieces. Slow Mo was good for them. They gave him up.
They
Alexander
couldn't pay those
Walker.
dudes. The new CBA doesn't allow you
Yeah,
to
that
pay
was the
all those
problem
dudes.
too. Yeah.
But
That
they
was a
should have ran
problem
it
too.
back one more. But they could have ran it back one more year at least, then break it up. I feel like they had a
Nah,
missed
you can't.
opportunity, like Leaf is
John,
saying. They could have ran it back.
John, every year that you're in the second apron, your punishment doubles or triples or some shit like that.
I understand, but they
You
were
can't
one series away
have
from the finals. I'm Pod. They were one away, and they just broke it up right after. I think that was a huge mistake, like Leaf is saying. And you can't just trade Randall and Rudy Gobert for any significant upgrades. I think both their values are
team
that
in
damn low right
Milwaukee,
now.
a team in a small market like Milwaukee can't carry three superstars. You can't pay Gobert
Mhm.
and you can't pay Gobert, Anthony Edwards, and Cat. It's just like I'm telling you what the Nets did with their super team. The league is not with that shit no more.
Right.
So
That's true.
so having trade like you got to look at these trades where these cats are making business decisions. The
That's
Nets,
why they're looking at the Knicks.
right? The Nets can do it because the Nets is worth $4.2 billion.
Right.
Sai made $2 billion since he bought the team. So whatever he's spending, whatever, even if he's over the apron, like if you over the apron for no reason, then you're dumb. But if you're competing and you're over the apron, you can do it because not only is he like the second or third richest owner in the league, but he's also he's also sits on one of the second most valuable piece of property in the league. You know, New York real estate is New York real estate. The corner of Flatbush and Atlantic, that shit is worth more than anything. You could take the whole Milwaukee property and the building, and it's not going to be what Barclays Center is. So the L's that they can't take the L's that we take. You got to think of team formation in a completely different way. There's no more super teams. That's dead.
Right back.
So I think that affects Anthony Edwards, though, Pod. Do you think that he's happy being on a team that they'll really only have one real shot of ever winning if they get anywhere close to the
Right
apron with
now,
the
he ain't got no
He
organization?
too
choice, bro.
he too vocal in the media, man. I think he with a trade. He has every intention to get traded out of
I
Minnesota,
see
bro.
I
him
feel the
with that
same
Jimmy
way.
Butler
I
type of
do.
mindset and attitude, bro. Like in terms of like as he gets older, bro. Like he gonna want his way. I mean, I don't really see him on no diva mentality type shit, man. He is from Zone 6 in
Nah, but
Atlanta,
he'll
man.
probably
So
push his way to the Lakers.
yeah, he'll
He'll
probably
probably
push his
try to
way
start
out.
pushing his way to the Lakers or the Knicks or Brooklyn or the Clippers. He's gonna
He'll
want
Mm.
probably
to
try to push his way
city.
out for sure. But I mean, I still think Anthony Edwards, bro, like just in terms of like his mental and how he grows as a mindset of a leader, bro, and a mindset of that type of player. Um it like a lot of things could go certain ways, man. So like we need not he don't really have the rapport of some of these high spot players, bro, like the Jokers or the Giannis's and things like that. But at the same time, I still think, man, like he gonna run in the front office and be like, "Yo, what the hell we doing?" And we don't know what we doing, so I'm leaving. So I see him doing that. Minnesota
That's
is
what it
probably,
feels like coming
You
yeah,
to.
see,
yeah, yeah.
It
I,
feels
I
like.
don't really think it's the market for these players. I just think it's how the it's the front office, it's the franchise for some of these teams. Some of these franchises, bro, are poorly ran, bro. Like, and they walk into gold mines and they don't know what the hell they doing. It's
Right.
really the front offices for these teams. It ain't the market. It ain't somebody put the post on Detroit earlier and talk about what Gil was saying about Cade Cunningham. Now that the Detroit Pistons is over 500, bro. The Detroit Pistons been had good teams. They was one of the first teams with a private plane in this league. What we talking about?
Yeah, but that shit
And the
don't matter
market
though.
the market don't matter.
They had a private plane because they were champions. They were two-time champions. Everywhere they went, they were rock stars. They were the first ones to do it. But that had more to do with the era. The era started with like that mid '80s. You didn't have teams or even like organizations flying private back then. You could be super rich and you didn't fly private back then. That's some new shit that came in the '80s in terms of the teams, and they were the champions. It wasn't like some bum ass team um, became champion. Detroit was a major city and still had some automotive industry left there. They were one of the major cities. They were a bigger city than some of even the California teams. But it's the times has changed. The economics have changed. It doesn't like they've been a bad team for a long time since the Chauncey Billups days. that they've been in purgatory since then. Like they haven't had any teams, but it's harder for them. Nobody wants to live in Detroit anymore. No, like it's not cool. You're not pulling up to Detroit with your fur on and your Cadillac. It's 2024. Nobody wants to live there. You know what I'm saying? And it's cold too. So all of those things are factors that play a role in how these and the attraction to these teams. Look what KD did when he was in Brooklyn. He won an Emmy. He won some Broadway shit. He put on he invested in so many things. He got exposed to the world. And that's why he still is talking nice about Brooklyn, because he knows he has to come back here. He knows he'll probably live here like Melo does. You know what I'm saying?
You think he's coming back, Pod?
I don't know if he's coming back to the team. I think he's coming back for the city.
I
think he's trying to make all that sweet talk is for a reason. It's not because he love us like that. Maybe he liked it. He's probably looking at it, living in the desert, going, God damn, I really had it good in Brooklyn. I lived a different life. I ate
No, the desert is mad funny.
Had Golden Crush at his disposal.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
You at Ali's for the roti at any given time. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, who we talking about?
Kevin Durant.
We're talking about superstars and where they want to play and live. But
but bro, can we talk?
But
Kevin
Paul,
Durant,
that be
Kevin Durant
on a
is a poor
mindset
example,
too,
bro.
though.
Kevin Durant tried to market himself the same way as LeBron, bro, and it didn't work on that landscape. Don't get me wrong, as a basketball talent, bro, he has always been that. But everything else outside of the game,
None of you don't know where
as
to
a
call
leader, bro,
home.
he
That's
was
the
never
thing.
that. I'm sorry.
I feel like he's always been
was never what?
lost. Like he's never been.
He's always been, bro. He's always been lost and confused, bro. In terms of,
What gives you that? What gives you that? What gives you that?
What you mean?
Impression
What
that
gives
he's
me that?
lost
It's
and confused?
obvious, bro. You
What? Give me
the one.
so obvious. Give me the examples. Explain to me.
I'm gonna give you the example right now, bro. I'm gonna give you the example right now. You come to a franchise and basically save Steph Curry's legacy, bro, and his legacy turn out is just as better than yours, and you help that out. Draymond talk you down for one time, bro,
But
and then that
GSW had
cause you to make your decision. Bro, that's weak shit to me, bro. You mean to tell me, yo, all he had to do, bro, was just call you out your name one time, and that caused you to leave, and that caused you to do this and do that, bro. Yo, I've always respected Kevin Durant as a talent, bro, but mentally he has always been weak. He's been frail, bro. Mentally, he has been very, very weak, bro.
I
Always.
tell you this. Well, I'll tell you to Leaf's point. He probably shouldn't have let Kyrie
that just goes
dictate his
against
future
all
on
the
his team.
results.
Why
He
are
should
you
have said,
letting other
Kyrie, it's
people
been real,
dictate your
brother,
future,
but you're
bro?
not helping us win.
Bro,
He should have
Kyrie
said.
was never your homie, bro. Why did you believe in
Yeah,
him?
seriously. No,
That was
seriously. Like
never your
Kyrie,
friend,
wait.
bro. That nigga
To
is
Leaf's point,
bipolar.
to Leaf's point, Kyrie always chose himself over this team, and KD was always like, "That's my guy. I'm gonna leave it up to him. He's a grown man." But KD, he's not helping our team. He's causing distrust, distractions, toxicity, and you're all fine and dandy with that. Like KD should say, "You know what? Me and Harden are killing it. Kyrie's been real. We're gonna trade you for a third star, and we're gonna keep rocking this." That's what should have happened. Instead, KD let it all just go off the rails, and that was a mistake, like Leaf's
That's
saying.
why James Harden left your ass, bro, because you
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to put your foot down as a leader. That was
Yep.
always his biggest problem. As a talent, bro, he is one of the all-time greats. I've never seen a nigga 6'10" do the things that he could do on the basketball court. But as a leader, as
Go
a
check that dude in
mentality, bro,
Rutgers.
he has been mid to frail always. Even while he was here, he went in OKC, everywhere he went.
He shouldn't have left. He said he was happy. He should have just stayed with this team and built this any way he could have. But we did make out though with the picks. I'll give you that. We did. We did.
And again, you could all of that. I can't argue against, because it's not necessary. It's an opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It is what it is. But the point that I was making had nothing to do with none of that. I'm talking about the market and the attraction to this market. What this market does for you. You're a Nets player. you're not even that good, and you're having film premieres in Cobble Hill, where the same place where they have film festivals and shit like that, like real directors and film producers are involved in the shit. Like, and guess what? If you're a player, you're learning. The stock exchange is around the corner. You're figuring out. You're exposed to venture capitalists and people that you would have never been exposed to playing in other cities. My point is just that this team will always have the luxury of going to get guys, or getting one guy or two guys, because of where we are. We have to recognize it. The only reason why I bought up KD was because of all the nice glowing words for Brooklyn that he has, and he didn't even have words like that for OKC when he left.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? The reason why
I
he's
think
doing
the
that is so that he could come back to the city. I'm just telling
I
you.
think I think that too, but I also think it's also
KD don't want it. It's not gonna
the
happen
mindset of the
because KD,
players.
bruh, mine is all scrambled up when it comes to trying to find the love and respect, man, and then and always marketing yourself. When you market yourself, bro, you doomed to giving a lot of fans and a lot of the nuances of the game, and a lot of your peers of the game to give you the middle finger and flip you off and be like F you and F your whole setup, just like LeBron James is doing, bro. The only thing about LeBron is that he got the media on his side, and when he finally leaves the game, bro, and then everybody forgets about him like like Jordan was scared of, bro, then everybody's gonna start telling the truth about these niggas. These niggas are weak. They want to be homies. They want to be friends. And these new players in the league don't think like that. They
Yeah.
don't.
Yo, Leaf,
That's very
why you going
interesting.
all the
That's
way
very
there?
interesting. Very interesting.
I'm going all the
That's
way to
not what
them,
I'm
bro,
talking
because I
about.
gotta make an
I'm talking
example out of
about
these niggas. They bozos.
after his
They
career
good
is
players. They
done.
good
His career is
athletes, bro,
coming to an
but
end.
they absolute
He probably gonna
bozos,
live
and
around here.
mentally they weak.
That's all I'm saying.
They weak. I'm
I
tired of weak niggas.
this wasn't about mentally weak. I don't have a mental fortitude meter. I don't get into these conversations. If you fail and you fail in a gutless way that I can measure and I could weigh, then I'll dump that on you. The only thing I'm trying to talk about, Leaf, I want to be clear on this, is that KD is trying to ingratiate himself with the population of Brooklyn because he intends to live here after. I'm not talking about bringing him back as a player. Maybe he comes back as a year because I could see Nike wanting, because that's their number 3 sneaker, the KD. I could see Nike wanting to like hand the KD down to a college player like Ace, like wherever he goes, like doing some shit like that, just to show what they did this summer. They had Giannis playing and training with Ace and Dylan. So like imagine, like Nike is the reason why that happened in the Nike store on the Nike store court is because Nike's already envisioning what they could do with one of these players and an elite elder statesman. You know what I'm saying? You could I could just see the commercial right now of Ace Bailey and KD. KD's adjusting his footwork or some shit like that. The plan is in the work. This is the biggest market in the world, guys. That is our advantage. You got a whole
But I think it
market.
depends on the
It's a great
mindset too, though.
advantage that you're talking
I
about
think it
for sure.
depends on the mindset too, though. Like I don't think we are one of the biggest markets, but I don't think every player in the league is like attracted to that. Like I don't see if a Jokic was in free agency right now, I don't see him like, yo, I want to go to Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like
I
Yeah,
think the
I
yeah,
coaching
of
think
staff
course.
could play a
Of course.
part in that now, Ellen. Remember this. Kevin Durant's biggest complaint on this team was Steve Nash never did real practices with this team. He always said, I want to practice. I want to work out extra. I want us to have a game plan. It was really just Katie, Kyrie, and James scoring however the hell they wanted. There wasn't ever really a game plan.
Hold
I
on,
think Katie missed that. You know,
hold on, hold
we
on,
have a good coaching staff now, finally.
hold on. Shout out to Dennis Milton. He said, "Big fan, Breezy, locked on this. Listen to you, and I have too."
Whoa. That's
What's again? Listen, I feel like a lot of the bigger content creators. Shout to them. Salute, locked on this. I feel like a lot of and I think they just doing their due diligence. So if they give me a shout out, that would be cool. But the due diligence is to listen to other podcasts, even if you are bigger. I listen to other podcasts.
I listen to BKY Hoops. I listen to Gary podcast. I listen to Nets Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So there's different podcasts that I listen to. So shout out to them. But what's the proof? I'm interested to know what you think. I mean, what's the proof? But go ahead, y'all. PT is back. And we spoke on you know what I'm saying, the teams that we said what was the Minnesota Timberwolves. But what about Dallas?
You
PT,
guys
you
want to do
want
the
to talk about
Kings?
Dallas?
Want to do the Kings? They're an interesting team.
I
Yeah,
was
we
going
can
to say
get there, but not
Detroit,
yet.
but
Yeah,
Let's do
I thought we
Detroit, bro.
kind
The
of went
Kings,
to
the
y'all
Kings
want to
is
talk
one
about.
hit wonders, bro. Let's do Detroit.
Hold
yeah,
on.
Detroit
Let's
is a
go to
good
PT.
example.
I wanna before Detroit, I wanna go to Dallas. I wanted to hear PT take on Dallas because y'all just mentioned Kyrie, so I just wanted to kind of continue off of that. PT, how you feel about Dallas and they rebuild? You can start from Luca. Start from Luca and when they drafted Luca.
Yeah, no, they were in a corner. People started questioning Cuban's ability. They look crazy. They tanked that. Actually tanked 2 years in a row, if I remember correctly, and they got Luca the second year with a smart swap. And you know, if you look at the other pieces, once you get Luca, it's like you don't have time for rookies his age. You don't have time to put him with people, which I think would have been better for his development. But they immediately went into like just adding pieces around him to try to maximize having him. The best, but they did tank twice though. They tanked the second time for because the season was going wrong. They traded for Kyrie, they got worse, and the season was going wrong. And so that at the end they just pulled the plug and was like, yo, if we are any lower, I think their pick was gonna convey. So they just tanked the end of the season. And then they got that center out of Duke. What's his name?
Lively.
Lively. Yeah, they got Lively, and from getting Lively, that gave them like that actually kind of like was the crux of their like making the whole thing work, and having a lob threat for Luka kind of, you know, it just opened up everything. And then like I always say, once you kind of drafted your core, you add on a superstar, you add on talent from free agency or trade, and that's what they did. They added Kyrie. It took them a year. That first half season together wasn't, you know, looked horrible. They ended up in the lottery, but that was by design. They took a step back so that they could take 2 steps forward, and then they went to the finals. So I think they're a good role model for us in the sense of you know, the way they did their process. It wasn't long. It was fast. It depends on how you look at it. Because if you're still tanking for Lively, you might look at it like your process was much longer. But they needed a center. That was their Achilles heel, and they went out. They found the type of player, and they got him.
So hold on, they had 2 lottery picks in Luca and Lively. So what was the gap year wise, season wise, between getting Luca and getting Lively? What was it, like 3 seasons?
You know what? I don't want to say it wrong because it wasn't long because Luka hasn't even been in this league long. Luka's still on his second contract. But let me
Right,
see.
I'm thinking 2019, 2018, maybe 2018. Trey Young and Luca, they got drafted the same year. Let me see.
Hold on a second. I'll tell you exactly. But they're a good example. Like, you got to keep going into that lottery until you get your guy. You get Luka, everything changes for you. Now you could think about you know, what else you need for a championship. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's look. I got the draft picks
Yeah.
pulled up. So, all right. So Dallas, all right, that's right. OKC took Kason Wallace with the Dallas pick, and they traded their most recent pick to the Knicks, Ariel Huckporty. But yeah, 2018, 2018 they picked Trey Young. 2019 they picked the guy the second round pick. They didn't have a first round pick. Oh wait. More important. 2018 they had 3 picks. They drafted and traded. They drafted Trey Young, traded for Luka. They also drafted in the second round with the 33rd pick, Jalen Brunson, which they traded for assets and stuff. And then, and the 54th pick, James Johnson is pretty good. 54th pick, he drafted Shake Milton, another asset that they liquidated. Then they got Josh Green with the 18th pick, Wendell Moore with the 26th pick, Kason Wallace with the 10th pick that they traded to OKC, and then Huck Porty that they traded to the Knicks. I can't see what those picks became, but again, it started with one draft that they had multiple picks, and it blossomed from there. And it's all about getting that one player. That's why you have to go all out to pick high, to pick up amongst the most talented players. Because if you get a Luka, your shit takes off from there.
Also, fun fact, not to derail, but fun fact, before the Clippers got him, of course, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was actually the Charlotte Hornets pick. But they traded him to the Clippers for Miles Bridges. Crazy to think about what could have happened. Crazy to think about what could have happened if they kept him.
He might not have turned out.
He might not have turned out the way he was, but I mean,
sometimes
I know they looking at him. I know they thinking about it like, damn.
It's always afterwards you think about it.
I mean, he had I think it's hard to, because he would have been in the East, right? So it's hard to think about if he would have developed or not. But I mean, he was 11. He had a high chance of being something regardless.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
that
him
is
in
true.
the East would have probably been a different story. Like, imagine you had a Shea instead of a LaMelo. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but it would have been hard to basically get off the LaMelo train when it was, because LaMelo's always been considered a big star. His off court kind of, I don't know what it is. It's just he has a charisma about him. He's not SGA, but I think he would have kept SGA behind him. They're the same age, right?
no, LaMelo's younger than Shea. I think he like what, 22?
Damn, he's mad young. He feels like he's been in the league forever.
I know it feels like being in the league for years. He's still young. It's crazy. I wonder how he's gonna be when he's Shea. Yeah, he's 20. Yeah, I wonder how he's gonna be when he's Shea's age. That's gonna be interesting.
Who you talking about, LaMelo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shea's 26. Shea's been Shea since he was 23. It took him a few years, but
yeah, he's 23.
He ain't this shit though when he was 23. Ain't no way.
No. You never this, like the NBA prime years is from 26 from 25 to 29, about. Like 30, you usually start taking backwards, but it's not because of your physical ability. It's because you're more concerned with winning and less concerned with accolades. Like, but still, you have a player that's useful between, that an NBA player physically starts to go backwards like around 33. And but you see that now. Like, we kind of like at that point in the league, you got all these old guys kind of not at the height of their superpowers. KD, Steph, Braun. You got all these guys. Like, Braun is an outlier, obviously. But, 40.
Right.
These guys are slowing down, and these guys are getting old. It's like a new age of players. Up, Shea, Paolo, Wemby. It's their league now.
Y'all think? I got another question. Y'all think the league, once KD, Steph, and LeBron is out of here, y'all think the league is in good hands?
Facts. Facts. We got a lot of like young, exciting team. And again, like Ant-Man going versus KD, the out with the old, in with the new. We seeing that in the playoffs. I think we safe because of that. Because the younger guys are becoming more competitive and they facing the veterans. And you know what I'm saying? Same thing happened with Jordan and Bird. You know, yeah, Boston beat the Chicago Bulls, but they knew when they retired that the league was safe in good hands because of Michael Jordan. So I think it's some of the same in that, not necessarily comparing any of these players to Michael Jordan, but you could say that it's going to be competitive with Shea in the West, John Moran in the West. These teams are going to be competing for seasons to come, and they're young. So you're going to see the Grizzlies good, OKC good, and the thing about them is they don't have no NBA championship. I mean, you could count the Seattle Supersonic championship way back in the day. But
Jesus.
modern day NBA, yeah, these teams that don't have a NBA championship are starting to try to compete for one. So yeah, I do think we're safe, but we could pass it. I don't want to be the only one to answer that question. What about you other guys? I think the NBA is safe after that.
After they retire, I think we got some guys
It
that's
Yeah,
depends
gonna
on
be
Wemby.
league is good.
I think so. I think we got some guys that's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be in good hands.
Here's my
Especially
thing,
the
right?
new guys coming into the league with Cooper and then Ace and Dylan and them coming in, and then next year you got the Bonster coming in with all of these guys and stuff. So
Here's
I
my
mean, I
thing,
feel
right?
like we're gonna be in good hands.
Here's my thing, right? Maybe for like the league, yeah, maybe. Here's my thing, right? In USA basketball, two separate occasions. The first one is when Serbia came to town and we relied heavily on that big three to pull us out that hole. Pause. But that's what happened right there. Regardless of
Mm.
how we feel about it or not, we relied on LeBron, KD, and Steph. And even before that, we was relying on LeBron and KD. So like, oh my God! And then the next game right after that, France. Nobody had it except for Steph.
So
What are we
you
saying here?
thinking
What do you mean?
who do you think is gonna replace them in terms of Team USA?
Can you step up to the occasion? Because you like they still have to do. They, these old niggas still coming to save us. So we not stepping up to the occasion.
I do think the world is catching up in terms of talent. If you look at France, like their lineup is stacked, right? Like they gonna have it's gonna be some couple of issues, but
The
I
thing,
don't know. I really
thing,
don't. In
the
terms of
thing.
the big three, who's gonna step up and like be our
Nah, it's not
Curry or our
like
KD or
that.
our LeBron? Like
Think about it, LM. If you do all just pull up last year's All NBA team. I think 4 out of the 5, and it could have been 5 out of the 5. It was 4 out of the 5, but it could have been 5 out of 5 if you took some other players. It was all foreigners.
right.
Jokic, Giannis, Shy,
Luca,
Luca, right? And you could probably put a fifth. Tatum was the fifth, but you could probably put someone in that
I keep forgetting Shea is Canadian.
yeah, 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 part Haitian.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
forgot he's Canadian.
if you
That's
want,
crazy too.
if you want to be nasty, since there's positionless now, you could be nasty. It could play out the same way this year. I mean, you could take Luca off because Luca hasn't played, but if you still want to consider him first all be NBA, you could still have the same four, and you could be nasty, and you could throw Wemby right into that mix.
That's
So
what I'm
the
saying. Like I didn't want to make that argument because it hasn't happened yet, but that's why I'm saying like really it could be 5 of 5 that
Right.
all NBA team would be all
all
into
foreign players, and
and
then even if you get to the second team, it could still be foreign players too. So it's like, yo, goddamn, yo.
that's why the American NBA players were so rooting for Team USA because it used to just be a given that the Americans were the best. But now you have basketball that you could watch. Like I watch
Not
French basketball every single day. I watch I watch being sports and have that shit at the like that was something that was impossible. Now I got players that are playing in the
well.
Euro that I like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, they playing in America. Is that what you think? They gonna learn our game.
yeah,
They come here to play.
yeah,
They
and
come here. This is the top of the top.
right, and then
But
we
I'm
and the
saying
number
if
one
you
thing
look at
that yeah,
our low players or mid players or people who are mids, like our regular players, we have a large pool to pull from.
right.
But
You
but
understand what I'm saying? You
but
can't
That's
Scott,
really
why the
judge
league is
to
pushing so much of that's why they was pushing so heavy on Ja and Zion coming
right,
into the league. That's why they pushing so hard on Cooper Flag and Ace
right.
Bailey and these dudes because they
They
want the
just gonna have
American
to step
players
up. They
to
got to
take
step up.
over again
Yeah, they're gonna step up.
in
The
this
reason
league.
why
Yeah,
the reason why
They
all
the
right,
step
league
up. They'll
all
do
right,
it.
all
They'll
right.
do it.
the
Hold
reason
on.
why the league glazes Cooper so much is because they're trying to manufacture a Caitlin, what's her name, Caitlin Clark,
Caitlin
King Clark.
Clark.
and in the men's league, they like every time he does anything, Twitter just explodes like, he's the greatest. Yo, he scored 42. Like, and when another player does it like Ace, they'll be like, that 39 wasn't legit. Nobody saw it. It's the craziest thing, but you gotta understand this is a business. And even the like white American dudes don't relate to Jokic. They don't really consider Luca one of them.
Right.
So they want an American homegrown player to dominate this league. And the NBA
Exactly.
is a
But
business.
but
Oh,
here my
he
question,
is.
right? But here
He
my
is
thing,
a
right?
superstar.
But here my question, right? Here my question, right? Because we know what Jokic is, Giannis is, and Luca is, and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
All of our the American players that we have. Don't count the old guys. Don't count the Steph. Don't count the LeBron. Don't
Right.
count the Curry or the KD. The young talent that we got, who we'll call superstars on the court. Don't think about the popularity and the fame and the accolade that they could bring on the court, because we know what
You talking
Jokic and
about
all them could do.
American players?
Yeah.
American players, who are the superstars? American players, and like when
Going
now
forward,
on the court, and then when
on
you
the court, going
bring the
forward.
names up, compare that shit to like Jokic and Giannis right after.
Well, on the court, I would say Anthony Edwards, John Morant, um,
Is
can't
Tatum up there?
Tatum should be up there. Yeah. Jalen Brown should be up there. I
Hmm.
think I'm missing the most young dominant player. Paolo should be up there. Seattle's own.
Which one of those players could be better than Luca or Jokic or Giannis or SGA or Wemby?
Oh yeah, nah, they guys. Those are the best players in the league.
You
Is
don't
it
think
a
Paulo? You don't think Paulo could surpass him?
Nah, I don't
it,
think Paolo's faster those guys. He could probably
is
be
is
on the list.
I mean, Jokic only got one ring so far. So I mean, if Paulo get a one
He
ring in
has
the
three.
near future, he's basically up there.
you see this why I can't go to the ring thing, because
He
we
has
keep on
he
going
has
to the ring thing, but we see what the man doing on the court. The man is hooping.
Yeah, but
I
we giving
mean, before he got injured, Paul was
them.
averaging 38 and 5.
Yeah,
That's
we
true
giving
too.
them.
Like he. I mean, he's still balling, but I mean, realistically, you know what I'm saying? If you're talking about, I get it because this is a guy that's been in MVP conversations. He's been in multiple playoff series. Like Jokic is a pretty hard standard to live up to in terms of his legacy. But I mean, if you're
But you
talking
gotta
about the American players, I would
you,
put
you
Kate up there. But I mean,
but you gotta look at their age too. That Jokic came in the league. How old was Jokic when he came in the league? 23, 24?
20, I think it was around 23,
A
22.
grown ass man in the
Grown
NBA
man.
playing.
That's what I'm
And
saying. Like Paulo, they
come
are
on,
mad young, so
man.
they kind of have
Come
time
on,
to.
guys. We
We gotta
talking about
see.
18 and 19, 20-year old cats,
Right,
man.
like Jokic is almost 30.
Y'all y'all think y'all looking at it wrong. That's what it is. You're looking at it wrong.
That's what
You
I'm
got,
saying. Like, I don't think Paulo can surpass a Jokic, but I wouldn't be surprised if by the age of 29, he has some accolades under his belt. Same thing with most of these American players. Like, they mad. We gotta remember these kids is young
you
compared
got
to Jokic and Shea and
and you also got to
Luca
remember
and these
that the
guys.
league want those foreign players to look good. because it brings money and notoriety and marketing overseas for them. So it's important for them that Jokic and the rest of them and
So what we saying about?
In the
So,
in the in the Python's point, right? They are fiending so much for an American play. Yo, they winning. That's the only reason he up there. But ESPN just had an interview with Cade Cunningham. When's the last time you saw Cade on a freaking interview, bro? Like
yeah,
they're
that's because they
fiending
winning.
for an American talent to
they
rise
got
up
it.
out the ranks. They
They
are
got it
fiending
though.
for one,
They got plenty of them.
right?
But y'all saying they young. So what's Wemby? What's Luca? What
Well,
SGA?
We
Luca's
don't we don't
They
know.
they young
Wemby's only
too.
21 years old.
They
yeah,
young
Luca
too
can,
though, bro.
But I
You
think
can't give the argument one
Luca
Wemby
one
just
year
compared to
older.
Jokic is leagues. We don't know what Wemby gonna do at 24 years old.
no, we
We
know.
we don't know.
Healthy,
It's
No, but
if he's
my
healthy,
thing
we
is,
know. If he's
but
healthy,
my thing
Wemby's
is though.
no.
healthy.
We talking
No,
about championship though, Paul. We talking about like if he in a conference finals or like a finals or you know what I'm saying. We don't know what
yeah,
he gonna do at 24
that's
years
right.
old.
That's right.
that's
So it
but that's true though. But you can see he has the tools to be
Yeah,
like
well,
no, of
you know,
course he's gonna be
when he
great. He's
dominant
definitely gonna be
force in
great.
the NBA. When he
I
You're
always
right.
tell people that there's a small difference between your bench players and some superstars. There's a narrow gap between playing ball, man.
if you look
Talent
at
is
if you
there.
take
It's
young
just
guys,
that some people are just one or two clicks ahead of the
But
next.
who's an American player? And I'm not comparing just height because we know Wemby
Right,
is what he does at 7'4" is
just a
unnatural.
player.
But
That's what
who
you're
is a American player who has the height of a Wemby or a Luke or these foreign guys? Who is an
let's
American player
well
besides LeBron and Kate?
we
Like
gotta
those
we
guys
gotta
have left
look
the league.
we gotta look at a player that we call mid and think they mid, but they not really mid.
who we talking
There's
about?
players like that.
Like who? Who we
We
talking
gotta
about?
look at. I mean, we gotta look at it. Let me see. Let me look at it.
Because
I don't think there's an American play like Wemby is on every ESPN account every time. Every time he does something, they post him. Like, who is an American young player that has that height, that same amount of height? Besides, I'm talking about in the league because you know Cooper in college and whatnot.
like the
But
league is not happy about it, but like they're trying to throw water on it because Ja's a live wire. But that
The
the
problem is the talent. This talent gap. Is so huge that you
nah
can't
Ja's up
ignore it.
especially since some of these dudes is in the West at that.
Ja's up there.
Like
You can't say Ja not up there.
No,
He
Ja is
talent
up
wise, he
there,
is up
but
there. But
no, Ja is up there. But if you're gonna take Ja now and compare him to Wemby, it's a gap now. And then like, okay, let's look at what Wemby is doing now, which is going under the radar. He has the Spurs in contention to get a playoff spot, bro. That's gonna feed right into his narrative that's already building up right now. All
yeah.
they had to do, yeah, look, just like how Scott said, right? And this goes into sports. Sometimes you have a team. Sometimes all you gotta do is just make one or two moves here or there, bro. All they did was add CP3, add Harrison Barnes. Now they in contention to get a fucking playoff spot. Just like the Bucks, right? Remember, they had Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe shit the bed. All they do, take out Eric Bledsoe and put Drew Holiday. Somehow, some way, they do better. Now, granted, you had the Nets, whatever, but it's still help you get a ring. All you gotta do is make minute changes here or there. Your player might be good enough to get you to somewhere. You probably don't even know it yet. All you gotta do is make minute changes here or there. Now, sometimes those teams are bad, but sometimes your player is just that good to floor raise them up to somewhere you didn't expect. Wemby could do that, bro. This is what I'm saying. These top players that we talking about right now, these foreign players, they did that. Luca, remember, he came to Dallas was a bottom team. They were struggling after Dirk retired. Luca coming to the equation.
He came
The
he came
Nets.
there while Dirk was still playing though, like low key. But
yeah.
I
No,
mean,
yeah,
but
nah,
yeah.
yeah, he did, yeah. You're right. But
Oh,
Dirk was
Portland
struck.
won tonight. That's crazy.
Oh, that's
You
crazy.
damn right they
Let's
won, bro. I
go.
watched that game. Let's
Let's
get
That's
it.
wild
fucking
crazy.
go.
Look like
That
Toronto might be on the
Yeah.
now
same
Toronto
timing.
Toronto been there. They fool y'all. They Scotty Barnes fool y'all. But back to the thing, right? So like, hold on, what else here?
You
You
was
talking
talking
about
about Dallas. You was talking
Wimby and
about
Oh
Dallas.
yeah,
Dallas and
so
stuff.
But you was talking about how Wimby
oh yeah,
could
so like
get you there.
so the young player
We
Dallas.
don't know if Wimby could get them there yet, though. Like
No,
that's the thing about
but the fact that he put that team in contention is the thing, because there was a bottom feeder. They had the number one pick. There was a bottom feeder. Now they're in contention for a fact. You know, like nah, they can't get a lottery pick now. They in the contention now. They not getting no lottery pick. So just from
They
that,
got Derek Lively.
Luca, fucking second year, they in the playoffs now. They going head to head with the Clippers. They giving them a run for their money. Jokic, by the third year, they going head to head with Portland. You didn't you All because it was small market teams and you didn't know yet, but they was having battles over there. You didn't know what's going on. So if you look at Jokic career in total, you're like, yo, if anything, Damian Lillard over there was holding back a beast. They was having battles over there back in the day. If you go back and look, Jokic, the top tier players of the league, Giannis going head to head with the Celtics, getting into finals, Eastern Conference Finals. That's what the foreign players are doing. Is the young American players of our
Well,
league doing
they,
that?
yeah, well, they saying that the top 25 American born. Now, this is what y'all looking for, American players, right? Or American born people who are in the NBA. The
Something
top
like that.
10 the top 25 is Kay Cunningham, Jalen
Mhm.
Green, Nas Reed, Jaden McDaniels.
Ah,
You know
shit.
that who else? Dyson Daniels. Um who else they have here? And they cut the list short.
Wait, hold on. Dyson James is from America? I thought he's from
Yeah,
America.
He's American
he
born.
American
I thought he
player.
was
He American
Australian.
born.
I thought he was Australian too.
Well, his parents could be, but he's born here.
I ain't gonna lie, Kate Cunningham, the only name out that list. I think
That sound really
that look.
What about what about hold up? What about Trey Young? What about do Trey Young count or they count under
well.
25?
We
Well,
saying
we trying to compare the
under
American
30,
players to like a
under
talent
21.
of Wemby or Luca, like the European dudes. Like, I
I
mean, if
mean,
we
well
sitting here saying
let's
Trey
be
Young
let's
is
hold up.
got as much hype
I
as
mean, well let's
Wemby
be
and
honest.
Luca and them.
I mean, let's be honest, bro. In terms of the elite overseas players, bro, like it's not that many of them, bro. Like it's like it's six of like if you count Wimby alongside of Joel, who was really still just hurt, and Joker, Giannis, and Luca, and them,
Uh,
like that's
they say
really just six players.
Therese Halliburton,
Shea is on
Lamelo
that list too.
Ball, Tyler Hero,
Hmm.
Therese Maxey, Zion Williams, Jalen Williams,
Tyson Daniels is
Chad
born in
Holmgren,
Australia. I'm looking at it right here.
Chad,
Hold on.
Chad,
Yes, yes,
Evan Mobley, um, Anthony Edwards, Darius Garland. You also have what's that? John Morant,
Mhm.
Jared Jackson Jr.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there's I mean, you could put a crew together.
I
I
think
mean,
Zion would probably be the
Evan
closest. If
Mobley,
you
young crew.
Evan
barring
Evan
injury,
Mobley,
Zion would
Triple
probably be the
J,
closest. If you're talking
Evan
about
Mobley,
hype
Triple
and
J,
talent
John
level.
Morant, bro. Like it's a lot of players, bro. It's just a lot of players that's not in the same column as Giannis, Joker, Shea, who is a Canadian. Um,
These are all under
whatchamacallit, like
30. Under 30.
yeah,
Zion
under
is the
30,
last
bro.
person I can remember that had Wimby hype coming into the league in the last few years. Like that, he was
Realistically,
everywhere.
yeah, he was
Like
everywhere.
so, I mean, if you talking, he's the if barring injury, if you want to talking about an American
The
player,
person that got
it
that
would
right
be
now is
Zion.
probably AJ Devonta, bro. Like, if you want to say so, I mean, Cooper, they want Cooper to have that, but really, AJ Devonta as a teenager is probably better than everybody that hasn't been drafted yet.
So we talking about a young kid isn't even in college like that
I'm
like
not gonna
like
say
Penny.
that, but I will say this: once that
Hey man,
2026
it
draft
is
roll
what
in,
it
I think
is.
the monster is gonna be. He not gonna be Wimby hype, but I think he's gonna be marketed as one of them ones, and especially because he's American. So and he's dark skinned. I mean, when's the last respectfully? So I
So
mean,
so
You know,
they're
Evan
gonna try to
Mobley,
market. They're gonna try to market him heavily.
let
Evan
me ask this
Mobley
question.
stepped his game up too.
Let me ask this question. So respectfully, then you saying we don't have for American bred players, we don't have one of them ones.
I mean, unless you
Um,
want to count, I'm talking about who is
Remember,
an
what? Nah,
American
nah,
player
nah.
besides
Bruh,
Zion who has had Wimby hype in the
what
past
about
few years.
Paulo? What about Paulo? What about Ant? What about? Come on, like I mean,
Well,
but
to
but
me,
I
bro.
said Paulo
but
because
Good.
belief. All right, when you take those names now, like I said, when you take those names, right, compare that to the foreign players. Now you could say there's only a few of them in the league, but remember, the few that's in the league are the teams that's contending for a chip. So that's what they do. So compare
Right.
that because that's who you, regardless of what, that's what you have to go through. At the end of the day, Denver in the WCF or in the second round,
Right.
nigga, you always have to go through one of them. Dallas made it to the finals. You have to go through one of them. So compare that to them now. So when you take like John Morant and Edwards, so like Edwards, for example, you took him, you put him against Luca in the WCF. For whatever reason, they exploited your big man and you couldn't hold up.
Well, you did say that you wanted to compare to our young players. If you really want to say compare, or you want to really compare fairly, you just have to say the league because they're older players. Them players from overseas, a lot of them to play grown man basketball for a long time. So
That's
when they come
that.
here, they good money. They come
When
here,
they come here, they good. They good
they
to go.
they banging already off the boards. If you really want to say just compare our team to your team, and you just have to include our older guys because they know how to play.
No,
Know how to
especially
play.
because the
no,
American game is like a all like AAU shit now. Like
AAU shit
it's
and it's like
really
and
like they not
and
learning the
it's like one and
fundamentals.
done. And it's one and done type shit. But
Yeah, it's the way that they being taught at Townsend in comparison overseas. Overseas, they learning the basics and they learning mostly fundamental shit. But by the time they get to the NBA, they could kind of freestyle it because the American players still outnumber the European players in the totality 100 to 1 anyway. So the shit that they pick up along the way, bro, I guarantee you Luca ain't like when Luca picked up the shimmy step back, bro. Like he did it more effectively in the NBA than he did it overseas. When I'm
Sure enough.
telling you, bro, I'm telling you, when Joker started figuring out, bro, like that he could pass and be a wizard and be this out of the post and away from the basket, he picked that up more in the league than he did overseas.
And this is his best time, his best chance to win a title anyway. He got a wizard on his team, Kyrie. He need that wizard. He need him. Or else it ain't gonna happen. Same thing for Jokic. He needed Murray to do his thing. And
Right,
those are American
They,
players.
I,
Murray, Michael
I think
Porter
that was like the
Jr.
best,
They under the
best,
shadow
best
of
management
overseas
job.
players, but they actually great players.
No,
Murray.
if you analyze what they did, Scott, they just took journeymen and vets, and they just found the right pieces. Whether it
But
be
that's how you win titles. Yeah, you're
exactly
right.
like you get your two stars, you get your Jamal and your Jokic, then
Yeah.
you can add an Aaron Gordon, a KCP, a
Yeah,
Bruce Brown.
they the middle people.
Right.
Has Jamal Murray been an All Star yet?
Yeah, I think
no,
he is. I
no.
think he is. So
Who's that?
Murray.
Jamal
Jamal
Murray.
Murray. No,
Has he made an
I
All
think
Star team yet?
he is.
I think
no,
one.
no,
He didn't make one after the championship.
no.
He should
The
have
fact
because
that
he
he's not an all star and he got a ring is actually a wild thing to
crazy
say. That
considering
is a
that
crazy
There's a
thing.
lot of point
he
guards.
made clutch shots.
But this is what I'm saying. This is why I keep on going back to it. Like I can't keep on going to accolades for players because I know certain things. So like an all-star thing, right? It's just 12 players and it's a selection. Media has a vote, the players have a vote, fans have a vote. So like I'm gonna I saw 1 year Zaza Pachulia get votes from the fans for all-star game, bro. I can't take that into account. And all because there's
Yeah,
only 12 spots there, I'm not going to say this guy's not playing like an all-star all because it's only 12 spots right there when I know you could play up to the caliber that some of the
yeah,
guys
that's
are
true.
in there too.
That's
Cause
true.
so come on, I can't.
There's people arguing right now on Instagram. I'm looking at it like, how is Steph an all star? Like,
Yeah,
is
I know,
is
I know, I know,
like
I know.
it's
I know.
wild how
I don't
the
put no
it's
weight to the
changed.
All Star game, and I don't put weight to that. I
I think
put
a lot
more.
of it is favoritism too.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's a show. It's a show, man. That doesn't. I think being all team means more than just being. You know what I'm saying? Than to being All Star.
I
To
will
me,
put more weight into the All
right,
NBA team,
right.
but
That's what I'm saying.
but even then, sometimes I have
Yeah,
to take
even
that into
then,
account
it's
because
favoritism.
I know the media is
Yeah,
voting on that. So
and they
like
favoritism
and
too.
they
Yeah,
so like when I see a
yeah.
guy like I know deserves first All NBA team and he makes second team, I take that into account. Or a
Right,
guy he wins DPOY, but he doesn't even make first All NBA team. I'm gonna look at that and scratch my head like,
right.
who made that decision? A la
So,
LeBron James, Mark Gasol.
so
LeBron James played good enough for a DPOY. Mark Gasol wins it, even though Mark Gasol great defender, but for some reason they don't put him into first All NBA team. How
right,
does that
right.
make sense now? Like
Yeah,
now
yeah.
I
It
have to look
doesn't.
at that.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't. But what I'm saying is also we have a tendency of judging them. I rather judge them by their numbers, even though I know there's only one ball, and if the coach wants you to shoot and tell everybody else pass the damn ball, then of course your numbers are going to be big. Whether you win or not, it's different. But I mean, you know, it even better if you win. But if you don't win, so be it. Your numbers are right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of players look at it that way.
That's
But
why I can't. That's why I can't take the accolade thing all the way. I could still respect it and take it into account, but not all the way because at that point, I ask people this: where would you put Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon?
right,
Most people would put him in top 10, and I'll be like,
I would
if
too.
now depending on where you put him, certain people that have more rings, you're gonna put him
Yeah, that's
above.
true.
And
True too.
I'm gonna ask the same question. Why do you say that? Then other things that are away from the accolades come into effect. Like, yo, ain't no way you're gonna tell me this is not the best defender you ever saw in the game.
There are a lot of good players, man. I have a tendency of just believing there's a lot of good players, man. A lot of good players. A lot of times people just say they pick one player and they stick with that one player because you like his game. That's cool, and I can dig it. You know, I mean, I just feel like there's a lot of good players.
That's a
It's a
fact.
Yeah,
lot of good.
yo,
It's
hold
a
on.
lot of good talent in the league.
Hold on, tell me. I just want to say we 3.5 hours in. Y'all, if y'all was here from the beginning, I want to say thank y'all. We spoke on multiple rosters of franchises about how to build a championship team. Y'all seen Ace and Dylan interview with Taylor Rook. We seen bits and pieces of that. Shit, man, these guys been rocking the entire time. Shout to Leaf, shout to PT, Easy, Scott, LM, everybody in the chat. I'm finna close out. I might come back a little later tonight. And again, like I said, man, if y'all got some content y'all want to do outside of this, hit me in the inbox. You know what I'm saying? And then we could get to it. But I'm gonna take a little break for now. But yeah, man, this is a dope stream, man. I'll be watching these on the playback for the content just to listen to it sometime. Dennis Milton said Locked On Nets is listening. I imagine a lot of them are listening, man. It's all good. Y'all already know that Nets fans is the best fans. We're gonna be back with more content really soon. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace.
All right, peace,
Peace out,
everybody.
y'all.